Hear ye, they are not like us. Hear ye, they all be making a fuss. The crash daddies told us that the car did not hit, and Trooper Paul couldn't make any of the physics fit. Free Karen Reed, hashtags be flooding out our feed. Justice for Officer John O'Keefe. Free Karen Reed, hashtags be flooding out our feed. 'Cause we all know that Lexus don't have no teeth. It's obvious that Colin A was in that basement, but the MSP never even took a statement. 34 Fairview, the lawn is so small, but 11 people even saw nothing at all. Free Karen Reed, hashtags be flooding out our feed. Justice for Officer John O'Keefe. Free Karen Reed, hashtags be flooding out our feed. 'Cause we all know that Lexus don't have no teeth. Adam Lally, he drones on and on and on. Can never hold a candle to Alan Jackson. The pirouettes, bang bang, I'll fuck you up. The lending of the readers and the red solo cups. Free Karen Reed, hashtags be flooding out our feed. Justice for Officer John O'Keefe. Free Karen Reed, hashtags be flooding out our feed. 'Cause we all know that Lexus don't got no teeth. Juliana Nagel said she saw a black blob. Along came Canton Lucky, he was just doing his job. He took the stand and he stood his ground. So tell us why that Ford Edge has never been found. 220 Tesla, she made that search. Hose along to die in cold, turtles even got merch. Was it raining then, or was it actually snowing? And what the fuck was Brian Higgins' white Jeep plowing? He's got no game, he made us all cringe. JJ Jen McCabe, well she is clearly unhinged. Free Karen Reed, hashtags be flooding out our feed. Justice for Officer John O'Keefe. McConkey, the apron, kill me now. High top tables, basketball, and a Frankenstein plow. 1210, crystal light, and the nether cracker. Get off my fucking lawn, Life 360 app tracker. Free Karen Reed, hashtags be flooding out our feed. Justice for Officer John O'Keefe. Free Karen Reed, hashtags be flooding out our feed. 'Cause we all know that Lexus ain't got no teeth. Free Karen Reed.
Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? Meatball Morrissey, disruption to corruption. Free Karen Reed, that's me. Action Jackson and Yannetti, building the dream team. Liza Little, Tory George, Alessi Energy. Bye-bye Lally, who would've thought we'd miss you lollygagging? And here's to praying, hoping, waiting. Justice won't be lagging. Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? Meatball Morrissey, disruption to corruption. Free Karen Reed, that's me. Jennifer McKay, she's a piece of work. Holds long to die in cold, girl, we know you made that search. Mean girl shit, her lies be shining bright. And we all don't know that John was beaten in a fight. Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? with your cocoa butt dialing, that ain't it. Mediocre chicken parm, Chrissy board select, Julie Albert bringing donuts in a freaking blizzard. Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? Meatball Morrissey, disruption to corruption. Free Karen Read, that's me. Brian Higgins got no game, weed whacker. Where's the Jeep? I'm in the blue bubble. Haha, the Lexus did not hit. Bet the homeowners will cop some shit. They said to Michael Proctor. Nope, he said not happening. Oh, how the lofty fall. Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? Meatball Morrissey, disruption to corruption. Free Karen Read, that's me. 227, it's a numbers game. 12, 10 lies uttered with no shame. 22 seconds is long enough to get your story straight and take it to your grave. And speaking of grave, beef has grave concerns. Your Commonwealth engaging on nefarious terms. Should ever accuse when you had the chance. It's go time, Bev, let's dance. Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? Meatball Morrissey, disruption to corruption. Free Karen Read, that's me. Tristan Morris can't tell the time. Caitlin found a dog. What's the reason for these lies? So many discrepancies. 47 taillight pieces, and Colin was in the house. The basement floor, those bulkhead doors. And what about that Ford Edge? Need we say more? 3 flights of stairs, the water falling, dirt and salad board. The bukkake of it all. Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? Meatball Morrissey, disruption to corruption. Free Karen Read, that's me. Jury team, we believe in you. Reasonable doubt is coming to you. Free Karen Read is what you need to do. 'Cause justice for Officer John O'Keefe needs you.
Hi, Shorties. Oh, the dogs know. They say, what's up, Shorties? Hello, hello. 10 nights of Shorty. We're kicking it off. Poppy, I've got dog treats for them. They've got stuff in the middle. One for you, madam. One for you. Hi, how are you? It's so good to see you on a Thursday night in the States, Friday, Good Friday in Australia. Here we are. Who's here? Dave T from Boston. Hi, good to see you. Steph saying hi to Nick and Dave. Vix is here. Hi. Hi, Colours saying hi to Nick. Lovers. I saw Debbie Blair's in the house. Motion to scream, what the fuck granted. Good evening, madam. There's Nick doing his very civilized greeting. Vixie, hi. Debbie says Hanky needs a good spanky. Yikes. I don't even think he'd like it. He's such a snake. Who else? Cheryl said, fuck, I've got to make dinner. Vixie says, let's fucking go. Right, Vixie? Right? Vixie, I saw you ordered something off the merch store. I didn't have my glasses on and I was bleary-eyed, but yay. I've got a $500 order in my cart at the moment. I'm like, I just had to pay rent. Are we doing it? Probably. Yikes. Remember, all proceeds from the merch store, missshorty.com, and then follow the link, or Fourth Wall, Miss Shorty, will goes towards paying our beautiful mod squad. It's looking like being lean pickings this month, mods. Never mind. I know you do it for the love. Oh, yes, I ordered my 69 hoodie. Yeah, so good. I've got a 69 cap in my cart. How dare you? We are very professional. Right? Sinead's here. Hi, Sinead. Wait, there. Yo. Good to see you. Micah. Hi, Micah. Holly. I'm in the blue bubble. Ha ha. Holly sent me a DM with a, you're gorgeous, by the way, girl. With I'm in the blue bubble. Ha ha. I was like, so good to wake up to yesterday. Lol. Too funny. Too funny. Another hit. Great job, Lisa. Thank you. Now, Akasha. Hi, Akasha. Akasha said, this trial needs a thrash metal or death metal song. Motion granted. Leave it with me. I've already got another Karen Read-esque, maybe more highlighting some of those McAlbert's death metal, thrash metal. Sure. Can do. Ask and you shall receive. Okay. So, Michaela keeps nicking my hoodie, so I had to get a new one. You have such good style. Amazing. I'm thrilled. I'm happy. Yes, Akasha. Yes, Akasha. I will. I'll do it. I'll DM me some of your musical pointers, because I know I tried to make this one, Hanky Spanky or Free Karen Read, to dance anthemy like the original Free Karen Read song. And I kind of love that one because, like Steph said, this is a song you can skip to. So lol, when there's nothing skippy about this trial whatsoever, right? So yes, Micah says, hell yeah, metal is always the answer. Facts. Screamo metal. Well, you know, at the end of Distance Between You and Me, there is some screamo. So yes, yes, yes. Leave it with me, chat. Now is the time for me to be writing more songs because I have 10 days off from work. Huzzah! So let me just quickly go through. Oh, wait. Replay crew, hi. Thank you for joining. If you would like to watch the live chat on your handheld device on replay, it is very possible. All you need to do is go to the comments tab and swipe left, and it will give you the option to watch the live chat replay on your handheld device. Like Linkin Park, but girly. KKK. Yes, can do. Can do. Can do. Also, Shorties, you're amazing. Chat is B.A.E. Over 5 weekends of fundraising for Karen Read's Defense Fund, we raised a grand total of $1,808.07 and raised and donated. Thank you so much. We will do another fundraising stream or two throughout the trial, but we're taking a little bit of a break from it for now because my brain and my bank account struggling a little to pay things in advance, waiting for, and the exchange rate is brutal. $100 US is like $170, $169 Australian. Do you like my new picture? Says Cheryl with an S. Boston Brady and her husband Ross, JFK James, and I had lunch on Tuesday. Maybe someday we'll meet in real life. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I bet you that was a fun time. Huzzah. Hell yeah. Nice, Cheryl. Hi, Simmy. Good to see you. I suck at listening to new music. I suck at listening to music. I don't even listen to my own music at the moment. Too much stuff I need to get in my brain trial-wise. We are coming into a very long season. If you're a trial watcher, not just a Karen Read trial aficionado, there's a lot coming up over the next 7 months. So here we go. Right. Speaking of here we go, shall we do a little bit of somewhat lighthearted, somewhat outraged viewing of the pretrial motions hearing, which was yesterday? Brain, something, a day this week. Time, what is it? I have a feeling, I'm sure you're going to be on the same page with me, chat, that Hank Brennan might test us in terms of our patience, our blood pressure, and potentially our phone status. Not going to throw my phone, not going to blow my stack. Micah says, oh my fucking God, I don't know how I'm going to deal with Hanky for 3 months of my brain. Wow. Right? Hank was big mad yesterday. lectern pounding, mad. Sir, feigned indignance, right? It's going to be brutal, bro. Vixie Blaze says, it's, by the way, Lisa, it's water visual. WrestleMania weekend, so we'll most probably have you on, but we'll be lurking. Of course. I love a good lurker. Hank is a totally different courtroom to animal to Lally. We did have a big mad emoji, and I swapped in. Did I put it back in? What did I put in? Oh, I put hood rat shit. I can swap for big mad. Wait, I can do that in real time. Let's get this video going. We only have a finite number of members only emotes. Leave it with me, Cheryl. I can do that as soon as we get crack-a-lackin'. Now, what's happening? Wait, before we hit play. 10 nights of Shorty. Mostly every night will be free Karen Read or Karen Read themed. Bloody spanner in the works with the whole, let's just wait until next Tuesday thing. Goodness gracious, we had a plan. Anyway, so from next Tuesday night, for those Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we'll do Saturday as well, it's going to be trial recap starting at 8. 10 nights of Shorty. Hi, Dave's channel. Good to see you. Yes. Whoop. 10 nights of Shorty. Yikes. So for the next few nights, we're starting at 6 as per today. 6 your time, 8 my time. 10 past, quarter past. Well, and then from what is it? I think Monday night we're starting at 8. Monday night we're going to do Trial Eve. I'm going to risk playing the Ted Daniels interview with Karen and Alan Jackson. If you haven't watched it, don't watch it yet. Watch it with us. Oh my God, I watched it the other night. I was literally like here going, like, if you thought you couldn't like admire and love and respect Karen Read more than you already do, it's going to do it for you.
Well.
Not that he does. Well. So, and then tomorrow night is not Karen Read stuff, but still come along where it's therapy, group therapy night. Saturday night, Motion to Scream, what the fuck granted, my research extraordinaire, pulling clips, giving me like, AKA lifesaver. We're going to do let's start from the beginning, from Karen's arrest, through to her arraignment, through to the upcharging, all the mainstream media footage. It might be a good little toughening of our resolve for Hanky to watch some of the bullshit that they said about her back, all the way through to the last trial. Hi, Firefly. Good to see you. Group therapy. Yes, Timmy. That's tomorrow night. Sunday night is TBD. We haven't decided what's going to happen on Sunday night. I thought we could do just a kickback, listen to some Shorty music, and maybe we could write a song together. Perhaps we could write our new thrash metal song together on Sunday night chat in real time. Let's do that. I'll schedule it. Anyway, that. We've got stuff going on. It's a lot. I love it. Let's watch this thing. 18 minutes in. Timestamp it. Oh wait, I'm timestamping tonight. Easy. Intro song 1, intro song 2, blah blah blah. Timestamp 19 minutes. Finally gets going. Okay, what do we got? Gosh, as per usual, I've got a lot of tabs. Live. Karen Read, it's the top one. Fancy that. Hey, OnlyFans back in the courtroom, not in chat. What do we got? Oh, wait, I haven't even changed over the press play and then do it. Let's do it. Silent, muted. You are unmuted. Are we, though?
You are unmuted.
We are, apparently.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yay. All persons have any business before the Honorable Beverly Canoni, Justice of the Norfolk Superior Court and for the County of Norfolk. Draw near, give your attendance, you shall be heard. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. This court is now open. You may be seated.
Judge
Fucking Bev.
22-117, the Commonwealth versus Karen Reed. Can I have counsel identify themselves for the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. Laura McLaughlin for the Commonwealth.
Good morning, Ms. McLaughlin.
Adam Lally for the Commonwealth. Good morning, Your
Good morning, Mr.
Paul.
Lally.
Good morning, Your Honor. Hank Brennan for the Commonwealth.
Good morning, Mr. Brennan.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alan Jackson from the street.
Good morning, Mr. Jackson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Elizabeth Little, also on behalf of Ms.
Good
Reed.
morning, Ms. Little. Good
Morning, Your Honor. Robert Alessi on behalf of Ms. Reed.
morning, Mr. Alessi.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Yannetti for Karen Reed.
Good morning, Mr. Yannetti.
Morning.
Miss Shorty, you're muted. Miss Shorty, you're muted.
Yes. What the fuck said to me? She's backstage. Thank you so much. And I said, maybe if you just wanted to be backstage in case I muted myself. When? 20 minutes in. Boom. I called Tori. Thank you, darling. I called Tori George in the new song, rather than Victoria for the sake of rhyming and rhythm. I'm not sure if she goes by Shorty. She doesn't. She seems quite tall. By Tori. Hi, Rachel. But that hey, that is the best idea. Yes, we're doing it. Love the Sunday plan. Excellent. We're doing it. Colors lost her phone. Fuck. Writing a song sounds grand. We don't come here for structure. Good. Phew. Never gonna get it. If you're wondering who that soundbite is, that's Joe Schmo. It's when we did a stream. Every stream. It's iconic. It's endearing. It's iconic. Oh, hi, Buster.
Morning, Your Honor. Victoria George for Karen Reed.
Good morning, Ms. George. Good morning, Ms. Reed.
We'll do.
All right,
We'll
so
write a
I
couple.
appreciate getting
Let's do
those
it.
lists on what we all thought were still either under advisement or needed to be heard today. There's one that it seemed that, all right, we'll start, first of all, let's start with the defendant's renewed motion that is not in writing. I think, Ms. Little, I think this was your motion for a forensically sound copy.
Would anybody in chat have the fortitude and temerity to take an Alessi count during trial? Because I want to kill Hank Brennan almost exclusively. I don't want to kill him, but you know what I mean, like metaphorically kill him for Alessi. Sir, it's Alessi. It's Alessi. Hi, Butterfly. Good to see you. Yes. Is Candy here too? Amazing. Maiden's here. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. Did you see the muted? One of many. So if anybody wants to put their hand up to do an Alessi count, I think we won't have any what if any counts. We probably should start an objection count, a ratio of objections from the Commonwealth sustained by Bev. 100%. No, it won't be, but close to. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
You wanted to be heard on that?
Yes,
Lot
Your
of
Honor.
size.
You did
lot
not
of
file anything
sizes.
new, right?
No, just the motion
Okay.
for reconsideration.
When was that filed? That was filed a long time ago,
Lee's
right?
here as well.
Okay.
Hi.
Prior to the motion.
All right.
Yes. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Your Honor, the defense respectfully requests that this court
Oh.
reconsider the portion of its February
Pause. Sorry, a lot of things to talk about before we get into it properly. We will, I promise. We have a big Alessi Energy, B.A.E, big Yannetti Energy, B.Y.E, big Jackson Energy, B.J.E. We probably need a big Liza Energy. Big Liza Energy, so B.L.E. Yes, I'll have to swap out some stuff. I'll probably swap out vape break because there's no such thing. I just vape 24/7. But that, let me know. I'm going to do the big MAD now too, in time for fucking Hank Brennan.
February 18th, 2025 order denying defendant's motion to compel the production of a forensically sound copy of the Sallyport video surveillance footage from January 20th.
Holly, thank you for the coffee. I'm in the blue bubble. Ha ha. Probs need that soundbite as well. Lol. Oh my God, so funny. Wait.
Well,
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away. Shit.
Thanks, Holly.
29th, 2022. The court obviously understands the importance of establishing the bona fides of the Canton Sallyport video in this case. The court sat through trial. You watched the testimony regarding the inverted video. The court initially denied the request for a forensically sound copy because I believe the court indicated it did not have an affidavit from an expert suggesting that the procedure proposed by the Commonwealth and objected to by the defense would result in the destruction of metadata. We have since provided the court with an affidavit from our expert establishing that if the Commonwealth engaged in the protocol that they proposed, namely simply dragging and dropping files from the Canton Police Department computer onto a USB drive, then all of the associated metadata would either be destroyed or otherwise unverifiable.
Big Mad is in the chat now. You may have to X out of chat. I swapped out Thirst Trap because, I mean, I just did. But I'll do Liza and swap it out for probably Vape Break.
And of course, right after we filed that affidavit, the very next morning, the Commonwealth went ahead and dragged and dropped the files from the Canton Police Department computer over to a USB drive. That damage has been done. It can't be rectified.
Are we surprised that the very day after, the very next day, after being told that they were not to do that drag and drop, they did it? Like, fuck. Big Mad. Like, wow. Liza is so composed. Love her.
Be rectified, but there may still
Let me
be
make
some
emote
metadata
now.
and available evidence on the Canton Police Department computer that our expert can glean if that data is properly imaged. The import of this video surveillance cannot be overstated. This is a seminal issue at trial. I have conferred with our expert. I do believe that there's a chance that we may still be able to obtain some relevant information. And so we're asking that the court order this. I would also note that after the hearing on this specific issue, the Commonwealth produced a new report. That report was dated February 27th, 2025. And in that report, Canton Police Department Sergeant DGM Pietro claims for the very first time
Right, Rach?
that he was responsible for downloading all of the Canton Police Department surveillance video, in this case, onto the detective drive at issue. So that's everything from January 29th. That's incredibly important. We don't have all of that information, and we're asking the court to order that be
Pause. I'm making the Liza Big Little Energy emote right now. We have yellow, green, and blue for the other Dream Team attorneys for our B.J.E, etc., B.Y.E. Which color would you like? I don't want to do pink, even though pink for girls, because it will look a lot like the lol emote. Do you have any preference? I could do purple or red or orange. Chat. You vote. Simi, yes. Motion to exclude top chat. 100%. 1,000,000,000%. Dumb and annoying is top chat. Pointless. We don't have any trolls or spammers in our chat. Touch wood.
properly imaged for our review.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Brennan.
Purple, 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 purple. Hi, Candy. Done. Ah.
It seems the defense characterization as forensically sound is fluid. It's difficult to follow. What is clear is that we invited them to come to the Canton Police Department.
Just purple.
Bring their expert, download anything that was on the DVR, which nothing existed. And then we further invited them to download the detective file. They had over a month to do that. They declined.
Ew, it's
that
Hank
invitation
Brennan.
has been ongoing. It's been constant.
Yeah, I hate orange.
And
I mean,
it is
I don't
current.
like
If
orange.
they would
It's
like
the
to
color
go to the
myself.
Canton Police Department with their expert and download any of the detective file and see what exists, they're welcome to do that. So if they want a court order allowing them to come, which they don't need because we've invited them continuously, we'll agree to the court order. They're welcome to come anytime.
So is the Commonwealth now agreeing that we can forensically image the Canton Police Department detective file? Because we've been in our
Okay, so I really don't want you talking to each other. I want you talking to me.
Okay, Bev.
Right? So you asked the question to me. Answer it, Mr. Brennan.
The defense cannot download the entire detective file because it contains files wholly unrelated to this case. And it would then intrude upon private information and other investigations. They can go to the detective file and they can download everything to do with this case, but they cannot have a photo image of the entire detective file of the Canton Police Department.
Okay, thank you.
Why
All
though?
right, so the next motion we're going to do is just the motion for the view. I had asked defense counsel to propose something about how Ms. Reed.
Shh, Bev, shh. He is very nasally. I have small nostrils, but I think I try to speak from my stomach, not from my throat, not from my chest, not through my nose, even with small nostrils. Who are the two blondes behind Karen's dad? I have a feeling that it's Esty and Meredith O'Neill, Turtle Boy's girlfriend. Meredith's in the red. And then I think it's Esty. Yeah, it is Esty. Thank you. Now let me see. I've done that at Big Liza, Big Liza, Big Little Energy. Let me see if she's there. She should be. Yep, underneath sidebar. Purple. I'll see whether I can shuffle them around so they're in a better order for chat. Meredith is Turtle Boy's lady. There it is. There it is. Esty cracks me up. I was watching her a bit because I've watched this. I watched it with EDB, then I listened to it with Andrea Burkhart. Didn't watch much. I was listening mostly, and then I watched The Lawyer, and then I've watched a bit of it again in some clips. Esty sits there very stoically. She very rarely even watches Alan Jackson, man. Meredith is a little less stoic, and she watches Alan Jackson and Hank Brennan. So keep an eye on her when the camera's there. I would just be like, popcorn. Alan Jackson, oh my God.
We will get there. Have the two of you talked at all about how we're going to do our view? Two sides talked?
We haven't talked about the logistics. I'm happy to do that. I don't think that's a very lengthy conversation between the Commonwealth.
Right, but we have to make arrangements. So that was something that I asked you to figure out. You say Ms. Reed wants to go on the view. She can go on the view. How do you propose that's done?
The
Butterfly is here to learn.
For her to, obviously, the jurors would be transported the exact same way they were transported last time. We were on a bus. As I stand here, I can't remember if we were not on the same bus as the jurors.
Yes, we were.
We were just separated by seats, by
Right.
distance. I don't know that would be the best protocol. I think the better practice
in the
would
right
probably
place,
be for the
Butterfly.
defense team to arrive at the same time, follow the bus in a separate vehicle, which we can provide. And Ms. Reed would be separated from the jurors the same way that the defense counsel was separated from the jurors and the Commonwealth was separated from the jurors, but just be there and able to observe the same circumstance that we observed last time.
Now,
So
pause.
I'm not going to allow.
Have we noticed the new, much larger screen there? You can't miss it. And the Court TV logo is exceptionally big and bold there behind. Luckily, my buy me a coffee QR code is in front of it. Doesn't really matter. We're allowed to restream it. So that should be better for the folks in the jury box to be able to see the exhibitees. Alan Jackson's beard is growing on me, actually. Got to say. Now, Butterfly, I think if you're getting up to speed on the Karen Reed giganto case, the whole thing, the next few nights will be quite helpful for you, I think, particularly Saturday night if you're around, because we're going to watch from the beginning, all in chronological order, news clips and stuff from the media's point of view. And we can help fill you in along the way. Absolutely. I thought that would be helpful. And then the interview with Ted Daniels is 10-10, chef's kiss, love.
All defense counsel to come in a separate vehicle, because then it will be the Commonwealth
Bev.
in the bus with the jurors. We need defense counsel. One defense counsel can go in a car then separately with Ms. Reed, and the rest will be on the bus.
Same, Candy.
I do need you to talk to figure out when you want to do this view. Did you want input, Mr. Brennan?
The only issue that was of difference was whether or not the motor vehicle would be at the address. The only reason I had reluctance, I thought it was unfairly prejudicial
Hank,
to the defense.
ugh.
If they decide
They want it, right?
Now, Butterfly, also, it will be helpful for us because mostly all of us know this fiasco intimately. We've spent like countless hours reviewing testimony, etc. Like this hive mind of Camp Shorty is such a wealth of information. But for you, Butterfly, coming into the trial is almost like a 13th juror who only knows bits and pieces. You will be a good bit of perspective for us to be able to, because we know all the stuff, right? So hard for us hardline free Karen readers like free Karen Read, that's me, to I mean, we can be objective, but we know all the stuff. I'm really looking forward to your insights, Butterfly, along the way. Hi, Eric, good to see you. And Micah, yes, Hank is a snake who lies. Now, Hank Brennan's nasally voice, back to it. He, not to cast aspersions on anyone's appearance, but I'm going to with Hank Brennan. He's got a real ratty little face. It's, when you look at his profile, it's not surprising that he speaks like he does because everything's very, right? Don't love. 0 stars. Would not recommend Hank Brennan for anything.
Right? You want the vehicle there at the time?
we do. If they want it there, then I'll be agreeable.
Okay.
That was my concern at the time, but that's that request. I'll
Is
agree to
Princey
it.
here?
date
Pod
of view,
fiasco. Hello, Princey. Good to
I
see
didn't know
you,
if the
darling.
court wanted any confidentiality in the date of the view. I would like to talk to.
So why don't I see counsel at sidebar about this?
Sidebar. So members, we have a sidebar remote. We don't have the benefit of our beautiful The Trial channel's craftsmanship in terms of clipping, editing, and timestamping. This is raw court feed from Court TV from yesterday. So let me see. Let me just see if we can. We'll have a little looky. We'll have a look. So that's Esty with the beautiful long hair there. Gorgeous woman, inside and out. So passionate, such a passionate advocate and supporter for Karen. She is out there, boots on the ground, day in, day out. She's a strong woman. There's Mr. Read, Bill Read, William Read, Janet Read. I guess that's a reporter next to them with the glasses. Nathan's in the back row, Karen's brother, up top near, you can just see him just at the very top of screen there. Eric says, on opening statements, Karen's lawyer should have explained to the jurors what objection sustained means. The corrupt will use this tactic constantly. Yes. Here's the thing, though. There is a risk in objecting to some things by the Commonwealth, because sometimes that signpost to the jury, oh, that stuff that might have just gone, particularly when they're stricken, gone over the jury's heads, and they might not have noticed it. Once they object and it's sustained, they're like, their interest is piqued, right? In terms of cross-examination also, the answers aren't necessarily that important, particularly from those material witnesses like the McCabe's and stuff. The inference is there. A good attorney, and I think we can agree that all of Karen's defense team are exemplars in their trade, in their profession, can elicit the inference without needing to have the answer. And Alan Jackson does this magnificently. Alan Jackson is so good because, and also he's pro hoc vice. He doesn't have to work with Artie Bev. Well, he does, but in the future, doesn't matter if he burns bridges with her. I don't think there's any love lost between Alan Jackson and Auntie Bev. Let me just skip through here now, through the sidebar. We'll brush up on our Boston accents.
All right, so on the defendant's list, I don't understand the motion regarding Dr. Welcher, because that's been decided. So why is that here on this list? Is it erroneously on the list?
It's not erroneously, Your Honor, but Mr. Brennan and I spoke about it. We have an agreement that will obviate the need for the court, which is my presumption. Mr. Brennan is going to state it, and that would be my suggestion to Your Honor, and that we can move on to the next matter. We've reached agreement.
Okay, what's the agreement? What's the agreement?
The agreement is there's going to be a redaction
Dog treats. Full
to the
for the next 10
PowerPoint
nights.
presentation of Dr. Welcher, specifically page 37. There was, according to Attorney Brennan, an erroneous remnant
Oh, hi, Lois, by the
on
way. I didn't say hi
37.
before.
Okay, so why don't you just provide me with the new slide so I know what it is? Okay.
I will do that.
All right. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Your Honor.
Okay.
Puppy, stop.
So Lieutenant Wing, docket 607
car,
and 658.
This is Buster.
So what I want to know about
Bye.
that, Mr. Brennan, before we begin is, do you have the new report of Lieutenant Wing?
I do. I received it last night. I haven't read it, but I discussed it with counsel. I understand it's just minor edits to the original report. So that won't delay any hearing on this.
All right, so you're prepared to go forward?
I am.
All right, I'll hear you.
Ugh. Okay, steel yourselves.
Your Honor, the defense proposes Mr. Wing as a dog bite expert. I think it is too late to ask for a Lanigan hearing. The trial's upon us, regardless of whether or not I think I have standing for it. I do not want to delay this trial in any way. However, there are concerns about the qualifications of Mr. Wing. He has no experience in pattern recognition analysis. I see no training on his resume. I will not hold the defense to the standard they've tried to employ, that he is not a medical expert, nor will I rely on Dr. Russell saying she's the only qualified individual in the country, but rather this person should have some qualification to come into court and give an opinion
Motherfuckers.
that a abrasion is supposedly a dog bite. It doesn't appear that Mr. Wing is a certified trainer. It doesn't appear that Mr. Wing has ever testified in court before. And so to expedite the matter, rather than look or seek a Lanigan hearing, I think it would be helpful to have a short voir dire regarding his qualifications before he's presented as a witness, so the court can determine whether or not he is in fact even a qualified witness in this case.
Thank you, Your Honor. With regard to the report, I just want to underscore that there are changes to, and I discussed these with Attorney Brennan, but I want the record.
Welcome new members. Hey, Shorties. How's this? Sidebar. Joe Schmo just very recently became eligible for and activated his memberships on his channel. So love that for him. I was his first member. Yay. I've been waiting for days and I got on my laptop and saw the join button and I was in like Flynn. I gifted out 10 memberships, 5 and 5. And you know that every single person that was gifted out of Joe Schmo's almost 1,300 subscribers, every single person was a friend of the channel, like even Cresher Woodcock. Joe Schmo. Hi, Joe Schmo. You must have heard me calling you like what's it called? Beetlejuice. No, Joe Schmo. That's a mouthful. Thanks, Joe Schmo, just in time. And anyway, I thought that was amazing. YouTube for once gifted out memberships to the people in the chats and all of my friends. I was thrilled. I think there was only 2 out of the 10 that I didn't recognize, and I think someone else gifted some. Oh yes, the trial TV Live gifted out some, and other friends of the channel. So yes, Joe says my ears were burning. So we talk about you often. If you haven't already subscribed to Joe Schmo, please go over and do so. And he's boots on the ground at Laurie Vallow Daybell's trial. He was boots on the ground in Delphi. This man is a man to watch, and he's amazing content. Good man also. Great man. What am I saying? Top bloke, as we'd say in Australia. Thanks, Steph. Hang on, let me press play. Steph gifted out a membership too. Hey, Shorties.
Record to be clear, there was an objection to the original report of references to Dr. Crosby. We removed those, so those are fairly substantial.
Are there any other changes to it other than the removal of Dr. Crosby?
There are, but there is, Attorney Brennan indicated, they're minor rep parlance, et cetera, but otherwise it's the same substance.
Okay. So why don't you provide me with the new or redacted one as well, and I'll take a look at it.
Right,
Okay.
that has, I will do that, Your Honor. I'll provide the court with that forthwith. The second is on the substance. Lieutenant Wing is
Sirens.
extraordinarily experienced. You will see that in his report. The summary of his experience, because it would take a lot of time to go through it. For several years, he's
Steph,
been
you're in the draw.
one of, if not the country's
And
leading
Holly, you're in the
experts
draw. Forgot.
on training law enforcement with regard to the use of canines, not only with bite and hold techniques, but also with what are called washout dogs, which are very much similar to civilian, some call them pet dogs.
Some
He
call
has
them
extraordinary experience
You are now.
with wound recognition. Attorney Brennan respectfully is incorrect when he says he doesn't have experience with pattern recognition. His experience is extraordinary in that regard.
Am I in the draw? Vixie. Vixie. I mean, I can put you in the draw, but it's new memberships usually. Steph, if your name happens to get pulled out, you can select someone at your whim. And Ava's mom ordered she won last weekend. Shun won last weekend. Shun one still is yet to tell me her selection. Ava's mom chose the grave concerns tea, so I've got that one coming. It's in my cart also. So Bev has grave concerns. Lol.
Your Honor will make her own judgment, but the report clearly establishes his pattern recognition. His methodology, unlike that of Dr. Crosby, is stated in his report. And in addition, he cites two specific studies for his
Vixie,
report,
you're in the draw.
including pattern recognition. And the whole topic of pattern recognition was well established
Hi, Bob.
through Dr. Russell. So Your Honor will see that as well. My last category of points to make, Your Honor, is this.
Go, Alessi.
The timing of this report came in light of the court's ruling on Dr. Crosby that a non-medical doctor can opine on wounds to humans.
What's
And
QDY?
we did make a motion for reconsideration with regard to Dr. Crosby and understanding the court schedule and other matters, given that there was not an ability to have that motion determined, we then decided that we had to submit the report of Lieutenant Wing. We want to make clear that Lieutenant Wing is being offered not as a sur rebuttal, but as part of the defense's case in chief. And it is part of that in light of the March 6th order.
Pause. Simi, military speak for temporary duty. Yes, I messaged Joey yesterday and just checked in on him. He's got a lot going on in his life still. He still has a wrench. We hope to see him back. If you see Joey on the YouTube streets, tell him we'd love to see him back when and if he's got the spoons, the bandwidth to come on back to Camp Shorty.
Of the court with regard to Dr. Crosby. The aspects of behavior in combination with a wound recognition is different from Dr. Russell. There is overlap, but it's different. And the bottom line here is that the approach of Lieutenant Wing and his qualifications exceed that
So wait.
of Dr. Crosby.
Get over here. So
in my request, Your Honor, is I do not believe there is at all a need.
This is not us. This is the court audio, Buster. This is the court audio. It smooths out. Was it a windy day yesterday in Dedham, Cheryl? Maybe, but it irons itself out. We'll just hang in there.
For any kind of a hearing Again, Your Honor will make that judgment when the court believes that notwithstanding the qualifications of Lieutenant Wing and his methodology as set forth in his report, we would respectfully request that we have a voir dire hearing on Dr. Crosby. We have made that request of Dr. Crosby.
That's another motion. That's what we're going to hear next.
Understood. And I was just going to say, I am not going to get into the basis for that. I just wanted to, because.
Just go ahead. Just move on.
Yeah. So my request would be that a determination on whether or not there's a voir dire of Lieutenant Wing abide the motion in the discussion. So in conclusion, Your Honor, we respectfully request that have a voir dire hearing on, at a minimum, wait for that determination until the court reads the report of Lieutenant Wing.
Right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Ha! Nick.
All right. So there's also a motion for reconsider.
Yes, Nick. Someone described Hank as being, wait, God, my mouse is. Someone described Hank as the sort of guy who'd be caught sneaking onto a lifeboat on the Titanic. Yes. Weasel.
Consideration regarding Dr. Crosby. I can tell you regarding reconsideration, I've found that he is an expert. I am not going to reconsider whether or not Dr. Crosby is an expert. I'm not going to reconsider whether he can testify as something is consistent or inconsistent with dog bites. But Mr. Brennan, I don't see how you're going to have him testify as to whether these marks could have come from Chloe, the specific dog.
Joe, it's lucky I love you. Otherwise, I'd say you must be new here. We hit the pause often around here. This is why our streams go for an eternity, and our time stampers, me included, have our work cut out for us. And throw into the mix being neurodivergent time stampers, and we detail everything. It's quite the exercise. But if you'd like to hear it without the with the breaks, Joe, I'm just teasing. But there's always the court feed TV raw feed without the commentary.
I think that you can certainly talk about measurements that may have been made, but I don't see how he can testify that this either was or was not this particular dog, particularly in light of the most recent National Academy of Science report that found that no evidence of an existing scientific basis for identifying an individual to the exclusion of all others via bite mark evidence. So what do you want to say about that?
Your Honor, there's a distinct difference between inclusion and exclusion.
No,
The
there's actually not.
Academy of Forensic Science was an extraordinary study, well respected. I've read it many times, and that is a consensus among experts that teeth structure
I love you guys
can
so
in
much.
many ways be similar. So it is unfair to conclude that a particular person or a particular dog should be included or identified as.
Steph, I think that that rule went out the window when Bev, whatever rules, like whatever rules for thee and not for me, not for the Commonwealth. Yikes. Cheryl, no, we all hate him. I'm concerned for all of our mental health and well-being with this trial, right? Wait.
As the person who left that particular pattern. I agree with that wholeheartedly. It is different in kind and not within the realm of that study or any other studies that I've seen to exclude a person or a dog as the contributor of that bite. And here, there is definitive evidence to clearly show and base an opinion that the dog named Chloe was not the cause of those wounds. That is the whole purpose of having the mold of Chloe, which is done with humans routinely, often, orthodontists, dentists, restructuring. The spacing itself is so distinguishable between the molds and the spacing.
The trial channel, girl, you are going to have your work cut out for you for quite some time. So there's plenty of other channels did these have done recaps with or without commentary. You've got a long road ahead of you, my friend, and rest. Are you having pizza tonight?
on Mr. O'Keefe's arm, it is an objective, a specific, and a substantive basis to draw a conclusion that there is no way to a degree of certainty that these wounds were caused by Chloe's mouth. In particular, Dr. Russell had opined not only that the bites were consistent with a dog wound, but she also opined about molars in different parts of the mouth. And since the defense has decided to likely identify particular teeth and structures as the basis to say it's comparable, consistent with a dog, we should be able to counter that in rebuttal, not in our case in chief, in rebuttal, that these molds showed to a reasonable degree of certainty that these wounds could not have been caused by Chloe. So it's exclusion, not inclusion.
Isn't it?
It's an uphill battle for you, I'll tell you that. I'll hear from Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I can go through this quickly. The National
Take as long as
Academy
you
of
like,
Science
Mr. Alessi.
2009 report Your Honor is referring to, there is no finding in that exclusion's okay, but inclusion is not. There's nothing in there to support that proposition. That's number one. Number two, with regard to the opinion of Dr. Crosby, he did use a mold, but he didn't use the overlay. In the NAS, I'll shortcut it, 2009, the only way you even get to discuss it is you have to have the mold and the overlay. Dr. Crosby doesn't have the overlay. So even...
Pause. Has anyone noticed Craig, Tiny Table Craig, is there just to the top right on screen of Mr. Alessi, Esquire. Oh, and he's in his kind of casual clothes too. Tiny Table Craig. I wonder if he'll be in this next trial. I guess he probably will be. I hope so. He's part of the team.
Not considering the first point I made, where that's allowed for humans, you need a mold and an overlay. So there is no basis in science for the proposition that with certainty this could not be Chloe. So in sum, the inclusion-exclusion distinction that Mr. Brennan tries to make is nowhere rooted in the NAS study. And the point that Your Honor made and that we have made consistently is that there's little difference between inclusion and exclusion when you get to the methodology that's employed. So we, Your Honor, would support what Your Honor's question, comment was in the beginning, and that is there should be no discussion with regard to Chloe on inclusion or
aliveness. Nick asks, so do we know if Chloe is still living and that these molds are genuine? If not, this cannot why this is admissible. Unless I've missed something, this could have come from anywhere. Yeah, well, exactly. And it was 3 years ago. Chloe's over the rainbow. Do we believe a word the Commonwealth said? Please. Chloe. Rest in peace.
Or exclusion basis. Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, they're law students, Princey. Okay.
I would simply suggest that there is no authority that I'm aware of that prohibits exclusion, none. And as a predicate, and I know it's a side matter, the idea of Chloe as a predicate, that requires third-party culprit. And so before there can be discussion about that, there would have to be an offer of proof that we have not seen and has not been presented. So it really should be irrelevant. But if the defense is going to try to bring it up, it's going to become a live issue. And if we have an obligation or we have a need to rebut, we want to fully rebut any of those claims.
Okay, which is why originally I was going to hear this motion to reconsider after the defense presented their witnesses. So, all right, thank you. The substitute chemist, is there any objection to the substitute chemist? It's Commonwealth's motion 663.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so Jim 63 is allowed.
Put your dick away, Jim.
So you both have motions that are similar regarding, it's the Commonwealth 669 and Defense 670, I believe.
69?
It's about the audio visual. aides and giving notice. So you're both in agreement to give notice to the other side before you use anything, and have you done so with regard to openings?
The Commonwealth
Much
agrees to
panting.
give notice. We've provided a number of clips of statements that we seek to use during the trial. I hope to narrow the ones that we're going to use specifically so the defense could have more notice of it. We have a clip that we'd like to offer in the opening. I'm not sure if our office has provided that to the defense. If not, we'll do that shortly after the hearing.
Okay. Who's arguing this
Okay.
for the defense, or who's telling me what's
I am,
going
Your
on?
Honor. We're happy to provide notice.
Yes.
We have not yet received the particular audio clip that the Commonwealth intends to use during opening, but we're happy to provide any visual aids that we intend to use as soon as today.
All right. I'd like to see what you both intend to use in your openings, because whether you agree with it or not, I have to make sure that it's admissible, that I know it will be coming into evidence before I let you put it up there.
That really is the
This is
most.
for the court. The Commonwealth will provide a copy to defense. That's
Okay, thank you. Can I have the defense what you intend to put up?
It's a single photograph, Your Honor. I'll provide it to the court immediately after the hearing.
Okay,
Your Honor, I'll add that there are a number of statements that we have clipped. We, with the court's permission, would like to provide an entire package to the court so you can have an opportunity to view if you wanted to.
thank you.
Puppy high.
So I need the defense to look at this
Too much
before the
panting.
end of the hearing, because I don't want to bring everybody back tomorrow if you object to what the Commonwealth intends to put in their opening. Did you tell them what it is? Like, is it something that they already have?
They've had the materials, the interviews in total, but we've clipped the pieces that we want. It's been an ongoing process. I understand my office has sent a slew of those clips to the defense.
Okay,
I want to narrow it down. We're not going to use all of them unless there's
I
a
think Bev
rebuttal
hates
portion,
Hank.
but I want to narrow down what we're giving them. But we've been over-inclusive in what we intend to provide.
The Commonwealth provided at least 44 clips. I'd ask for whatever they intend to actually use in their opening so we can look at it for.
I think that's what they just said they're just going to
yes,
give
we'll
you.
give them the file name and if the court takes a recess, we'll give them the
24/7,
file
Yes,
name.
I'd like to do that just in case there's an objection, or I can bring you all back tomorrow or Friday, and I don't really want to do that to you. So,
Thank you.
all right, so we'll just take a look at that. Okay, so that sort of also covers, I guess, the the Commonwealth's motion regarding the use of extrajudicial statements. And if you hang on while I grab that.
Excuse me, I just had to sneeze. Too much panting.
Is there an objection to that motion?
No, Your Honor.
Okay,
Can I make a note?
yes, please.
The defense, I'm
Agree.
sure, is aware, but I want to point out as part of that motion, we're asking to have an independent reader, someone who is not an officer.
I don't think Bev is finally turning. I just think that Hank rubs Bev the wrong way, as he does with everybody else. His name started with W. What is Hank short for? Good point. Ms. McLaughlin just spoke. It's like when Madam Court Reporter speaks. It's like groundbreaking. Exactly, Princey, says Nick. Do not get carried away.
Or involved in this case. I don't expect there'll be any emphasis or drama in the presentation
Okay.
of text messages, but I think an independent reader is fairer, more objective, and we'd like to have that independent reader
Yes,
take the
I think you're
stand
right.
at times
I think you're
throughout
right.
the case when we want to
Henry.
introduce certain text messages that don't involve a
Such a
participant.
mouthful. Henry Brennan.
All right, how are you going to find this person?
But we could have somebody plain clothes from the state police, or we could find somebody that's agreeable to the defense. But I think it would be best if we have an independent reader who's available throughout the trial to play that role.
Okay,
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
yes.
Sidebar. A few people on X seem to think that Bev likes Turtle Boy and Bradl. I think that perhaps Bradl and Bev work with each other in this courthouse, in her courtroom, and so have a working relationship. It seemed quite obvious that that Bev was not disinclined to like Bradl, attorney for Mr. Aidan Kearney, for goodness sake. Alessi and Carney. Oh, wrong thing. What am I pressing? God damn it. Sorry. Scooting through. Oh, Jackson's up and running. Here we go. Sidebar.
Your Honor, thank you for the time to consult with my colleagues. I'm not I don't think we're in a position to agree or disagree at this point. I don't know
Shelly,
exactly
hey girl.
which text messages or which conversations are intended to be independently read. At the last trial, they simply came in through the person that found the text messages. Mr. Lally asked, I think, Mr. Garino, I can't remember his first name, Mr. Garino to recite the messages from both sides. And that was done pretty effectively and expeditiously. But unless I know more about exactly what the theater of having an independent reader is going to be like, I can't really weigh in.
Go ahead.
May I?
Yes.
Wherever there's a witness involved in the conversation, if those text messages are admissible, it would come in through the witness. Text messages between Mr. O'Keefe and the defendant, there is no author of those. And so we will introduce those text messages, the admissible ones, at different parts in the trial when they become relevant. So it's not sufficient to simply have a state police officer who was not a witness to those text messages to come in and read them continuously through the trial. Mr. Garino is an independent witness in this case. To bring him back regularly as a police officer, I think creates the wrong impression. I think objectively we can have somebody come in who simply reads those text messages.
So obviously, if it's I'm in the blue bubble, ha. If it's Higgy or Proctor or anybody who can be a witness, and it's their communications, their text communications, they will obviously have to read them into the record. I think what they're getting at is Karen's messages and to and from Officer John O'Keefe. That's what they wanted to read into the record.
When
I mean, in many chats, the motion to have Lally read the messages, because we can be guaranteed that Lally will not have any tone or inflection, intonation or inflection in his voice.
They're appropriate to introduce.
I would disagree gently with Mr. Brennan. That's exactly what the proper protocol is. If Mr. Garino is the one who found it, he's a state trooper. He
getting
found
donuts, Holly.
He was the one who downloaded the data. He was asked about those text messages previously. I think having him come back, and it doesn't matter how many times he comes back, he's paid by the state. He can come back 5 times or 1 time. But to have somebody else come in or other individuals come in to act as readers, I think that is not in keeping with the ordinary course of presentation of the evidence. It just doesn't make sense to me to have a reader come in. It seems to add a theater to the text messages that are inappropriate. I don't know who these individuals would be, and the text messages are admissible because they're statement of a party opponent, and the other is the context of the statement of the party opponent. So I don't see any reason to
Hi,
change
Laura.
the protocol that we had last time.
Wishing you all the best for your surgery next week.
If I were to allow an independent reader, do you have a male and a female? Or would it be a male reading a female's responses?
I haven't identified anybody, but I can get a male and a female.
All right.
And that's exactly what we don't want.
Hi, Colorado. Yeah,
It's not
good
going to be
see
Mr.
you.
O'Keefe, and it's not going to be Ms. Reed. The text messages speak for themselves. The jurors should be able to analyze the words that are on the page, the text messages as they were written and drafted, not the inflections and the repartee between 2 independent people with motives that may or may not be consistent with the text messages. As we all know, it's a very, very different circumstance to have a text message communication with someone and have a conversation with someone, for instance, telephonically or verbally. People talk about it all the time. Things get lost in text messages. Having them read by a state trooper who found them.
So it can be perhaps not a state trooper. That's all. I understood it to be to take out all infliction and completely.
Maybe the trial channel, you should send the defense or the Commonwealth your whatever AI you use when on the rare occasion you need to have a voiceover on your content. I thought it was you, but maybe it's a bit too beautifully articulated and with intonation, so perhaps not.
That
right. I heard
for God's
Mr.
sake.
Brennan say the same thing. I don't know that that's actually what's going to happen, and this lends itself to sort of a theatrical presentation that's completely unnecessary and could be incredibly
Nick's far too animated in his speaking.
Objectionable. And then once it's done, it's done.
All right. I will consider it.
There'll be no inflection. That would be inappropriate.
Righto.
All right. Defendant's motion for specific discovery, paper 638, Jimmy.
Jim, put your dick away. If you're wondering
All right, who's
why-
arguing it?
Wait. Anyway, if you know,
Yes, that's me, Judge.
Go, Jim.
Good
Yes,
morning.
Yannetti Energy. Let's go.
Before court today, Mr. Brennan and I conferred, and I think we've largely reached agreement. The only numbered items on which we do not agree are 3 and 4, which are related. I will say as a preface that we are withdrawing request number 8. And with regard to request number 7, we've agreed on the following language, Judge, which I would read into the record. Number 7 would be any indication of a witness willing to change testimony in exchange for any consideration. With that, I would ask the court to allow the motion. With regard to 3 and 4, I believe that
right, Kathy?
we should receive
Torture.
information if there's a witness who has expressed to the Commonwealth either a refusal or a reluctance to testify in this matter.
I think part of the problem is that Bev is a parochial little, I mean, let's be honest. Norfolk County isn't LA, right? Alan Jackson is a big shot. He's a big shot from the big smoke, from the West Coast. I think like all of those McAlberts and many folk in this, on the Commonwealth side of things, there's a big degree of xenophobia, a fear of the other. And when you put ego and hubris into that, I think Bev doesn't like AJ for many reasons. Motion to recuse would have just been like pissed her right off, right?
Matter or to cooperate in any way.
Okay, there's no authority for that in Rule 14, correct?
We believe that it's consistent with Rule 14, which is why we've made the request.
Okay, where in Rule 14 or the reporter's notes?
Relevant and discoverable. It applies to a witness's credibility, motives, intent, and that's the basis on which we make the request.
Okay, I'll hear from the Commonwealth.
Oh, number 5? Yes, with regard to number 5, we also talked about modifying the language. Mr. Brennan had taken it down for us. Any information of any witness regarding promises, inducements, or rewards to that witness.
Shelley, I have, but only, Shelley says, Pokemon says, I've never heard of voiceovers just for a court case. I can't remember what trial it was, but I do recall the attorneys, the attorney and what was the witness on the stand? Okay, scrap that, thinking out loud. I feel like there's one in my vast library of trials that I've watched where there was reading the text into record, but then I think it was probably a witness, whatever I was talking about.
Okay.
Next, go to the gym.
Mr. Brennan, regarding 3 and 4, what's the Commonwealth's position?
Your Honor, that does not go to motive or credibility. It is not within Rule 14.
No.
Should not be discoverable. It's irrelevant. It doesn't show any bias on behalf of the witness if they had any reluctance or concerns about testifying. I have been very broad in my agreements regarding discovery. Anything that is Rule 14, exculpatory, even their specific requests, which extend beyond Rule 14, I am more than happy to give them. But I think 3 and 4 are personal, irrelevant, and have nothing to do with bias or credibility.
Okay, thank you. All right.
It's a size from Bev today. Hang on. Just gonna
ARCCA
let the dogs.
witnesses. Motions regarding that. So where do you stand, Mr. Brennan, with what has been provided and what you might think has not been provided?
There are 2 issues. There is the discovery that we have requested in the past. At this point, I stand unsatisfied with that discovery production. And then secondly, there is the limitations that should be imposed upon ARCCA based on what has been provided pursuant to reciprocal discovery. I'd like to start with the second part, and that is we have a little chronology. December 5th, 2024, we submitted docket 442, Commonwealth's motion for reciprocal discovery, which was allowed by the court. There were a number of other motions which led to March 27, 2025, docket 640, Commonwealth's motion to compel reciprocal discovery of ARCCA witnesses or to exclude their testimony. And then the next day, on March 28, 2025, the defense responded with docket 642, which was a response to docket 442. And so what we were
I've
looking
heard her
for, not
sign
only
a
Rule
lot
14, but more
in this
specifically our
motion,
discovery motion, was information from ARCCA that would make clear the relationship between the ARCCA witnesses and the defense
Andy.
back from its
Hi,
inception.
Candy.
It is important because that information, a thorough vetting of the information, may be a basis for the Commonwealth to inquire of these ARCCA witnesses, if they're called, about candor, truthfulness, and full disclosure.
Wild.
And so
Wild.
while we received some
He's such a
answers
hypocrite.
to our questions, we want a full vetting of that history. On a prior date, the court suggested that perhaps we could have a voir dire, not regarding their qualifications, but regarding this very issue about the relationship between the witnesses and the defense. That is one viable option. My concern specifically is if they are subject to a voir dire the day before their testimony, they're traveling from out of state, they will not have with them documents and other items which are necessary for the Commonwealth's review and likely use during the examination. And so if the court was to maintain there would be a voir dire the day before the hearing, I would ask for an order from the court to order ARCCA to bring the discovery that was ordered in the Commonwealth's discovery motion back on December 5th, 2024. The response by the defense, a large part of it is that it's not within their custody or control. And so these items, I expect, would be in the custody and control of these ARCCA witnesses. There are a number of specific items which we sought in our discovery motions. Those items include communications, billing, emails, text messages, etc. And so those documents, if we do not obtain them in advance or the day before the witnesses are set to testify, we will never have an opportunity to send them home to get the materials that are relevant. So if the defense position is not in their custody and control, then I ask the court to order the ARCCA witnesses to provide that information prior to the voir dire so that we can review it. Secondly, the defense has provided that they have retained the ARCCA witnesses independently. We have received no new discovery other than communications and emails. What is concerning is that in the notice from the defense, there is some suggestion about the ARCCA witnesses potentially rebutting or commenting on Mr. Welch's testimony. Discovery deadlines have passed some time ago. It would be inappropriate at this point to have any new opinions, any new information, any new reports. We have been steadfast from the beginning of this case, early on, about discovery deadlines. And so my expectation is if the ARCCA witnesses testify, they would be required to testify pursuant to their February 12, 2024 report, and they would not be able to provide any further opinions, any further ideas, or any further reports. So the two things, to simplify it, that I'm looking for is for the court to have that voir dire, again, for a limited purpose, to order ARCCA witnesses to comply with the discovery order that the court has already imposed, and to have ARCCA limited to the discovery that was properly provided before the discovery deadlines. Those are my three requests.
Now, you might have seen this, but EDB had something to say. I wasn't paying proper attention to the verbiage here, but let me just, I did a little clip video of this. Share this tab instead. EDB, it's on a little bit faster, I think 1 point something because I recorded it faster. But here, this is what she said.
New opinions after we've already told the jury
So this is
our
his
theory and our
response.
science
Wait.
and not have a chance to rebut it or consider it? I'll have no time during.
Pause. I'll play it in a minute because not yet, Lisa. Hold your fire, Lisa. Oh my God, I've got a cup in the way. I can't see what I'm doing. Scheiße.
Okay, who's arguing this?
I will not.
I want to go in reverse order briefly, if I could, concerning the discovery deadlines. We have continued to receive new notices of discovery from the Commonwealth well after the same deadlines.
I'll go back to the EDB clip in a minute.
Concerning ARCCA.
Yikes.
They filed their notice of completion or certificate of completion long ago, and we have consistently received new information from their experts, new reports, amended reports, redacted reports, additional information. Both sides understand that discovery is an ongoing situation, sometimes out of our control. To that point, on March 26, 2025, we received for the first time official notice from the United States Attorney's Office and the Department of Justice that we, the defense, or either side, the Commonwealth as well, were free to engage ARCCA directly as expert witnesses in this case. On that same day, we contacted the Commonwealth. Actually, the very next day, we contacted the Commonwealth and provided them information that we would be and had engaged them. We've provided the engagement agreement. We've provided them with all discovery that we have appropriate thereto. And insofar as, or to the extent that any additional testing and or analysis is completed by those experts, because keep in mind, it's only been, we can count it in days that we've actually been able to engage them. If there is in fact additional testing and or analysis that is noteworthy, then we will, or that we intend to use, we will obviously provide that to the Commonwealth forthwith, which we indicated in our moving papers.
Great word.
We will maintain that posture throughout. And if there is additional information to be disclosed, it will be disclosed. It will be disclosed in a timely manner. We do not have anything as yet as we stand here today, but we.
What do you think a timely manner is? What ballpark are you talking?
When I get a report, I will turn it over the same day. If I get a report, I will turn it over the same day. If I get a new analysis, I will turn it over the same day. If we get new testing results, we will turn those over the same day that we get them. In other words, I can't control the conduct of the experts. They may or may not be engaging in additional testing or analysis, but if they are, once I get it, we'll turn it over. So that's all I can say to that. We're not holding anything back. We're not hiding anything. We're, as soon as we get something, if we get it, to the extent that there is additional analysis or testing done, that will be turned over forthwith. With regard to docket number 642, we did, Your Honor.
Pokemon Shelley says, are there always so many court officers at the entrance when no one is in cuffs? No, and I think it was EDB. Someone asked in EDB's chat, Emily D. Baker's chat, why there were so many there, and she thinks there was probably nothing much interesting going on in other courtrooms, in other courtrooms within the courthouse. So they're all there, and shit starts to pop off. So yes, curious with nothing else to do. So let's come and watch the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest trial about to happen right now. There's a lot of big ones this year, but that's what she said.
I don't want to waste the court's time. We did respond in detail to every single one of the 12 requests that the Commonwealth has made. I'm happy to go through those if the court wishes me to, but.
Hold on one second. Mr. Brennan, are there specifics that you say are still outstanding of the 13 or however many? Because this is on what you filed. So this is not unusual. A party says,
give me details. Bring your
receipts. For all
receipts.
13. Another party says, we gave them to you. And then the party says, I don't have them. Can we narrow this? Is there anything specifically that Mr. Jackson should address?
Yes. Their response is that it's not in their custody control.
So for which ones?
Haven't
Which
noticed
of
that.
your numbers?
Number one, a complete statement of all opinions to be expressed by Daniel Wolf.
Okay.
And their response is the information in the possession, custody, and control of the defense has already been produced. That obviously understates the fact
Hi,
that
Carla.
they
Good to see
would
you.
hope to have
And
new
thank you,
opinions.
Simi,
That
for
is the very
sharing
point that this is not
on your
responsive.
facey.
The discovery deadline has passed. And so I would like to talk about or respond after Attorney Jackson is done about what is going to evolve from this conversation. This is exactly what I was worried about back in November, what I expected might happen and should not have happened. So it's difficult now to parse the different pieces.
They got to
of my
make the
discovery
donuts,
request, but we
Debbie.
do not have all of the billing, all of the communications, all the text messages, all the emails between the parties. And if the defense's position is not in their custody control, well, it's certainly in the custody control of ARCCA. We do not have
Your
all
hands
prior
are really
reports,
good.
all
I
prior
like it.
testing, all photographs.
There's a big
pictures.
sigh.
We don't even know who was what part of this report.
Okay.
And so my tolerance about this ongoing development of discovery is a extraordinary problem for me. This is the number one issue I anticipated and that I've tried to prevent.
Okay. So address number one, Mr.
The
Jackson.
number one issue that Mr. Brennan has anticipated and tried to prevent is ARCCA testifying. Let's just call it like it is.
So
That's
address
what we
number
just-
one, please.
I
Okay.
am. That's what I'm doing, Your Honor. We have provided on April 12th, about 1,000 pages,
I have
additional
2 words.
pages.
Do it. Do it. I'd love that.
Responsive to the request specific to ARCCA. The response that we provided to request number one is as follows. The information in the possession, custody, and control of the defense has already been produced and can be found in the ARCCA report, the voir dire testimony, and the trial testimony of Dr. Wolf and Dr. Rensler. That is specifically in response to request number one. What we have, they have. Mr. Brennan constantly stands up and says, we don't have all the emails, we don't have all the communications, et cetera. They have everything. We've already turned that over. There is nothing that we have not turned over that's in our possession. With regard to the new information that Mr. Brennan says, this is exactly what I was worried about, et cetera. We could not engage these experts until we got permission from the Department of Justice. The federal government had to give us permission.
Yes.
They gave
Yes.
both sides permission
Yes.
on March 26th, 2025. We immediately, Your Honor, as best we could, leapt into action to contact ARCCA and engage them formally so that they could.
Apparently, Jim Court Clerk Clown, put your dick away, Jim. Even though Aiden and Tim Bradl had been asking whether they needed to appear in this particular pretrial motions hearing, did I just no? For I think 10 days or 2 weeks. Apparently, Jim gave Aiden notice, called him at like 9 a.m. to be there, or even later to be in court for 11. That's why they started late, I believe, potentially. But I think he might be sitting up in the press gallery at this point. He definitely he definitely comes and sits down with Meredith when he's at the very end, Aiden, Turtle Boy. So I don't know, Kasha. Perhaps that's why.
Act as experts for the defense in this case in furtherance of potential testimony moving forward. We do not have.
There you go,
additional
9:45.
testing results. We do
9:45.
not have
Cool.
additional analysis. We do not have additional reports or findings as yet because
Yes.
it's only
Okay,
been
okay.
a
There you
few
go.
days. If we get those, we will turn those over immediately. And that's all we can be expected to do.
But then,
If the court wishes to go.
if Meredith's there and Aiden's always there, why wasn't he there? Was he being resistant? So, like, just putting it out there, being devil's advocate, was he being resistant that he wasn't going to be there until he was told to be there? Which is fine. But if Meredith's there, why wasn't Aiden there? I have questions.
To go through the others, it's listed as 13, but there's actually 12 requests. I'm happy to do that if the court's satisfied with.
I have a question. It was my question last time when they testified. It wasn't clear to me.
It was clear.
What each witness did regarding testing, preparation, things that are normal cross-examination. Is that clarified any better?
You all know so much.
They said
I know
we.
nothing.
They talked about we did this, we did that.
Well, I would disagree with that. Dr. Rentschler talked about what he did, which was more on the biological side.
There was a difference
Right.
between the
And
two.
Dr. Wolf talked about what he did on the mechanical side. They did discuss what their individual or their specific capacity was in their expert.
Ah, you fuck. God damn it. Oh, walk and talk chat. I was just going to pause it and say, I'm not sure because I mostly only
To
listen.
order the ARCCA witnesses to provide that information.
Hang on. Sorry, chat. Sorry about that.
They filed their.
Hold on one second. Mr. Brennan,
Or their specific capacity was in their expertise. We have not received any additional
Good to
report to
see
that effect.
you.
Everything that is in the
Yay.
report is exactly what the Commonwealth
late than never,
received
girl.
at the same time that the defense received it. And it's exactly what they testified to both in the voir dire and in the trial. There's no
it's annoying
clarification
today.
that
Too
we haven't
much
asked for
today.
clarification. If
She's
there
like, but
is
it's not to
clarification in any new
Shorty.
analyses, that will be turned over immediately as well.
is there anything that they're going to say they cannot provide because of the federal investigation?
Not to my knowledge. I
Thank you,
don't know.
everyone.
I haven't asked them if there's communications that Mr. Brennan is asking for that they can't provide. I haven't
Thank
asked
you,
them
chat.
because I've not deigned to.
Can we consult with counsel just for a moment?
Sure.
Sure. Sidebar. Thank you, chat, for filling me in. Thank you.
Right. Ms. Little I was getting to the point, but she emphasized, and I will emphasize it here, the one thing that the U.S. government has said to both the Commonwealth and to us is in furtherance of their testimony, in furtherance of their engagement, they still are not allowed to detail confidential communications that they had with the U.S. government and the Department of Justice.
But can they testify as to what they did?
Yes, that is on. That's
Can
on the
they
table.
testify under what direction they did these things?
Well, they can certainly testify to what they did. Absolutely, that is on the table. Every bit of testing, every bit of analysis.
But why they did it?
What their communications were, what their directives were, that is confidential. And
Can I see Counsel Sidebar?
Sidebar. Puppy. Yes, the dogs do love me very much. I love them very much. Poppy pants like this all the time. It's fantastic. They've been especially excited because the last 2 days I've only done 4 hours minimum. It's been an interesting week in my workplace, 4-day week. So I got home early both days as well. And I'm like, it feels like school holidays is about to start. And now it has. I feel like you have a very tropical theme going on behind you. I do. I have a lot of plants, over 100 these days. Yesterday I spent time in my extra time when I wasn't working. You don't get paid when I'm not working, but that's fine. Cutting back some of my beautiful, previously magnificent monsteras that were I've been very busy and I've neglected some of them, and I neglected these two, and they had some dying off, so I had to cut them back, but they will come back good as ever. They are from 2019, all my plants mostly. So good for your living space. Yes, I bought a bunch of new plants. It was very exciting. I went to buy 2 or 3 and came home with 6 because obviously. Now, let's see if we can skip through some of this sidebar. So Carl Dougal's there. I'm surprised he's allowed to be there. I guess this is a new trial, Mr. Jackson. Sidebar. I should be using your timestamps. What the fuck? Because what the fuck gave me timestamps through all of this? But yes, they have nodes. They have new nodes. They're very happy. I gave everybody a seaweed fertilizer yesterday.
So,
all
Mr. Jackson,
plants.
you're saying that the ARCCA witnesses did not do anything, did not read anything, did not consult anything, did not try any additional experiments or come to any findings other than everything that's in that report.
That is correct. That's what we've been told. We have no reason to believe otherwise. Everything that they did, everything they were asked to do, and all the data that they were provided upon which to base their opinions and conclusions is provided in the report, and was all subject to cross-examination, both at the voir dire and at trial.
All right, and then Subsequent to that, information was
What the fuck asks, how long does it take to water them all? I like to do water baths, side quest shorties. And so I used to have in former houses, places where I've lived, I've had bathtubs that I can use and big laundry sinks, but here it's a piece of shit house. So I have like bowls of water, and I some of them like to drink their water from the bottom. In summer, it's a lot worse. In winter, I have, as in a lot more time consuming. In winter, I have to restrain myself from watering too much. How dare you? Hi, Mary. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. And after the stream, it'll be really helpful if you could leave a comment and have some interactions. It really helps with getting our stuff out into the YouTube algorithm. And it just does. Thank you. Keep going, Alan.
Was
Mr.
provided
Mr.
by
Jackson. Mr. Jackson.
Yannetti. And you have that all documented, whatever information the ARCCA
Thank you,
authorities
Kathy.
now are working on is information provided by Mr. Yannetti or his file.
We played that song at the start. I've changed my intro to my original Free Karen Read song, and then the new one is I'll swap it around. Hanky Spanky, Why So Cranky? And then on Sunday night, we're going to, as a hive mind, as a Camp Shorty community, write one or two songs together. Karen Reedy, I think we're going to do a death metal or a thrash metal one, and maybe something about the fan. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. So if you'd like to be a part of writing a song in the process, and we'll write the lyrics together, and then we'll create the song, and we'll choose whichever iteration we like the best. It's going to be amazing. That's Sunday night, probably from 6 Eastern.
So there's two issues.
US.
I want to make sure I don't conflate these. Mr. Brennan mentioned a subpoena that Mr. Yannetti had received at his office.
Mr. Yannetti had brought it up in open court.
Correct. That subpoena was honored. As we had to, obviously.
Zing,
Mr. Yannetti had to honor it. For every single NOD that we got from the Commonwealth, that was then submitted to the federal authorities.
When was that done?
Wow.
It was done periodically.
Shelley, wow.
since the subpoena came into his desk.
When did it start?
I don't remember the dates. September 1st, 2022.
Thank you.
I didn't remember the specific date, but it was very early on. So the Department of Justice, or the U.S. Attorney's Office, was receiving information pursuant to that subpoena in an ongoing basis. But I want to make clear, that's not information that was then going to ARCCA. The U.S. Attorney's Office decided what information, and the FBI decided what information to supply to ARCCA to answer their questions.
Do you
Write that
know what
down.
information was provided?
Yes, it's in the report. There are
All right,
14 categories of items that were provided to ARCCA, and they said that's all that we were provided.
All right, so then it's accurate to say
Nick, you can help with the lyrics.
items that are in the notices of discovery that ARCCA does not list were not provided to them?
Correct. That's exactly right.
Correct.
Okay.
In Jennifer
Yeah, they
McCain's
were
words.
provided a very narrow, it was a narrow scope of work, if you will, that did not include the myriad things that we were getting in
Myriad.
NODs.
All right,
Love.
then
from
you
September
started
2022.
providing them information to fill in those gaps, right?
Once we received information from Dr. Welcher,
Nick, I'm just looking at AJ's beard right now. I think it's not as patchy so much as having grays in it. So it looks like it's not a lush beard. But we don't want AJ to use Just for Men and dye his beard, do we? So it's growing on me, pardon the pun.
for instance, we knew that we wanted at least to explore the idea of
Right,
rebutting some
Micah?
of that information, from a biomechanic standpoint, and we wanted them to have basically a mirror image of what Dr. Welcher was provided.
All right, so when
that's
did you
what
do?
we provided to them.
When did you do that?
I want to say March 26th or 27th.
Thank you, Shelley, for
I think
writing
it's
that
in the
down.
motion. Just take a quick look.
Okay.
Additional discovery for the experts for their review on March 26, 2025. That same day, the defense was provided all the additional materials to ARCCA, including Dr.
Nick.
Welcher's reports and all of his findings, including the 140-page PowerPoint, et cetera. We wanted them to have everything that Dr. Welcher had, as well as Dr. Welcher's reports and findings.
All right, and you say that you will have that, you expect in the next 3 days or so.
Oh,
You said-
I didn't say 3 days. I said, I think we can count it in days, not weeks. So I would expect if there is something that we're going to receive, it's probably. in the
Grey
next
is bay. My greys are
week to 10
getting
days,
this
I would
long
guess.
All right.
We are acting as efficiently as we possibly can, but we can only do so much, given the fact that we were only provided access to hire ARCCA on March 26th.
All right. Mr. Brennan, I'll hear you.
Mr. Brennan, let's fucking go. Piece of shit. Snake.
This is the very issue I've been concerned about since the beginning of this case. And I've made
Big
every
mad.
effort
He's big
to
mad.
alert the court
What an idiot.
that I had a concern. In fact, that I anticipated this very thing would happen. When I began this case, beginning of October, end of September, my first analysis was of the past history of this case and dropping experts and information
right
during
together.
trial. My attempt was never to preclude ARCCA from testifying, never. But it was to preclude the defense from trying this case by ambush. And it was my primary concern. And that is why I filed motions from the beginning of this case. Your Honor must remember, I was filing notices of intention, notices anticipating, things that are not routine because I knew this very thing would happen.
Chat, shall I get a baby crying soundbite for trial? Right? Kathy Bean says, I hate this man so much. Right? I think it's okay to use the word hate in the same sentences as Hank Brennan. Stop yelling, Hank. Pencil dick, Hank. Somebody right. Exactly. He's stamping his feet. He is channeling his inner Lewin, right? Wow, Hanky.
We had ARCCA witnesses where I still do not believe we have had full disclosure. Regardless of whose fault it is, I still do not believe we have full disclosure. Not just for the basis of opinion, but regarding communications between the defense and ARCCA. That's why I filed this motion for discovery. And when the defense responds, it's not in their possession of control. That's why these ARCCA witnesses who've made representations to this court about not knowing the
It's
defense,
all right. We can
and the
find our own
limited
one.
interaction
Well,
with the
thank you,
defense, they need to be held accountable.
Rightly.
That information should come directly from the ARCCA witnesses if the defense can't or won't produce it. I believe there will be information that ARCCA has if you order them to bring in all of their communication.
God, he's such a fucking whiner. Hang on, I can't remember exactly. Let's play the clip that I was going to play before of EDB talking about Hanky stamping his feet about all of this. Hang on. EDB is my spirit animal. One day we'll have 807,000 subscribers. It'll take us a little while, but share, subscribe, comment, lol.
Told the jury our theory and our science and not have a chance to rebut it or consider it. I'll have no time during trial.
Your theory shouldn't change based on ARCCA. Sir, that ship has fucking sailed. Your theory of the case, you're telling on yourself, Brennan. Your theory of the case, if you had a strong case, your theory of the case should be unshakable. No matter what the defense expert says. If the defense expert can come in and change your theory of the case, you've already lost.
How dare you? That's assault, Steph. Same, I am.
Nothing at this point. How many years in are we now? 3+ should change your theory of the case. Your theory of the case is built on your evidence, your experts, your expert opinions. If you have to modify your theory of the case based on what ARCCA may say, you're done. You know that. But you're talking like a defense attorney up here. A defense attorney might change how they argue that the state didn't prove their case based on an expert opinion. Not the Commonwealth. If the evidence is truly a mountain of evidence, it's unmovable. No matter what the defense
Girl,
does.
preach, EDB, preach.
So, you are just, you can see the frustration of them trying to find a theory of the case. And that's not where we should be before a retrial.
Hi, Jen. Good to see you.
Your Honor, we're already going to tell the jury our theory of the case. What happens when ARCCA comes in and says shit that completely undermines our theory of the case? Your coroner undermines your theory of the case. What is your theory of the case?
Hi, Michael. I missed
It
you
is
there. Hi.
so clear
Good to see you.
when you see other prosecutions and you see opening statements where the prosecution gets up and says, in this case, the evidence will show A, B, C, D, E. And at the end of the case, we're going to ask you to find the defendant guilty of XYZ. And when it is just a word salad, you can tell that there are too many straws being grasped at.
Lovely to have
Whatever
you
you think happened that night, and I know some of you think that the defense has reached too far on a conspiracy with like 1 million participants. I get it. I know some of you think that Karen Read 100% hit John O'Keefe with her car.
Not me. Not
Okay.
us.
Here's where we're at, though.
Crash
In our
Daddy told
system,
us.
the Commonwealth has to prove it. And their case has not been good at proving it. They have to prove what happened that night. They have to prove that the investigation shows that beyond a reasonable doubt with lawfully obtained evidence and credible witness testimony. That is their job. And then the defense comes in and goes poke, 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 poke. And if the defense pokes enough holes that the whole thing falls apart, your case wasn't very good.
Boom.
Because most of the time, by the time you take something to trial, the defense can poke all the holes they want. It's not going to sink your battleship. I've mixed analogies ridiculously. And that is the difficulty with this case. Whatever you might think happened that night, the ultimate question here is, can the Commonwealth prove it? And if they are this worried about a defense expert, it is because they know that they are one whole poke away from the entire thing collapsing.
Right, Kathy?
If that is your case, don't take it to trial. There are plenty of cases that come across the desks of prosecutors and they look at the case and they're like, yep, sure seems like that person did the thing that we think they did.
Not this case.
However,
However.
I can't prove that. Do I think they did it? Yep. Can I prove they did it? Nope. The next solution is you don't file the case. Period. That's it.
That's it.
This is just so frustrating to see. It should not feel like the prosecution is reaching and reaching and reaching. And it is not the role of the prosecution to reach like this.
Right, now I'm just going to go back. No. Someone needs to tell EDB.
Jury, our
or-
theory and our science, and
Someone needs to tell EDB that she can change her closed captionings from being that torturous light grey, can't read it, ma'am, color. So if you're in chat next time, I don't ever go into EDB's chats. I watch replay always. But someone tell her she can change that, because I'm sure the neurodivergence, the neurospices in her chat would be very appreciative to have those closed captions. Oh my God, my mouse being able to be read. Now, EDB has said she would not like to be a judge at all. She prefers to be a court caster. Like Amber said, her face wouldn't. Her face does too loud. She's too loud for it. And also, I don't think she likes the idea of all of the boring shit and the time schedule. I think EDB is very happy she's happy doing what she does. Sharing her knowledge with all of us and is possibly far more impactful. I also think, I'm just speculating here, I think that EDB probably has a lot of she has said a lot of trauma. I don't think she from the things she's had to see in her time as a prosecutor in terms of victims and stuff. So I think that that wouldn't be in her wheelhouse these days. Share this tab instead. Besties Squad. Hi, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the chat. Exactly that answer is no. They can't prove it. I have said from the beginning, honestly, I have no fucking idea what happened that night, but I do know the prosecution hasn't proved their case. Boom. Boom. Jen says, I don't believe this trial will last too long. She chose the light grey? No. They do just need to have a reasonable doubt. I can't with the light grey. They are. It's a buffet. It's a buffet of reasonable doubt. A trial channel, said, and if it was good enough, one of the many DAs could handle the case. They wouldn't have needed to hire Hank. I don't think anybody else is touching this with a 10-foot pole in that Norfolk County's DA's office, right? Jen, I think that the trial will go almost as long, if not as long, as the first trial. I think that the defense is definitely going to put on a much more fulsome, full-throated, a fulsome case in chief, because this one matters, right? Vicarious trauma is real, right? Right. Carry on, Brennan. Piece of shit.
Email, phone call records, billing, and text messages. And if it exists, I would like to see it. I think I'm entitled. The ARCCA witnesses provided a report that blurs the roles of the parties. I can live with that. I can accept that. The ARCCA witnesses provide a report does not have a lot of information about this study and notes. I can accept that because I have prepared for it.
Wait, Amber says it was EDB covering Britney Spears' case that drew me into LawTube. She's found her calling, and it was Amber who put me onto Emily D. Baker. And thank you so much. My life is enriched beyond compare because of EDB, and I'm going to say Grizzly True Crime, and all the other amazing YouTube channels, creators along the way that I love to watch. But those two really have made me, it's been a template for me, kind of. Lol. I wish I could be as profesh as Grizzly, as Gazella. Jeez.
But what I haven't prepared for is for the defense to wait until the last minute.
Smarter Hari, hi.
Then move for a tour request, which they know will take time. Then provide information to ARCCA on the eve of opening statements. And then expect to come in with new opinions and information reports after we've already given an opening statement. It's not only trial by ambush. It not only takes away the Commonwealth's ability and right to prepare, it creates a disadvantage that information and argument is already made to the jury without complete information that they should have had. They could have retained any expert they wanted. They didn't have to wait for ARCCA witnesses. They've had 3 years. They could have retained any accident reconstructionist they wanted, but they waited. They moved with a TUI letter on February 7th, 2025. Anybody with experience, including the defense, knows it takes time. If they really wanted the ARCCA witnesses, they could have moved in November. We gave Judd Welsh's CV in November. We met our discovery deadlines, and they were hard. There was more we would have done or wanted to do, but we couldn't because we honored our obligations to the court and the discovery orders. We provided the discovery pursuant to the orders so that they would be held to the same standard. And now we hear they waited until February 7th, 2025 for a tour request. And now they're giving new information to ARCCA to come back.
Right.
And potentially give new opinions that we have no ability for our experts to evaluate. We have no ability for our experts to then go through and conduct more testing. This is the core of preparing for the case. They had that obligation. And so now to allow them to do this, it's not an aberration. This is a continued pattern from the last trial. They have their ARCCA witnesses. They have their report. That is all pursuant to the discovery deadlines. To now let them change the rules and come in tomorrow, the next day, or 10 days from now and have new opinions after we've already told the jury our theory and our science and not have a chance to rebut it or consider it. I'll have no time during trial to sit down with the experts and assign them to review new information, new reports. I'll have no time to go back and reconsider the order of witnesses or the information we need, or
so this is what
witnesses
ADB
that we've
paused
decided we don't need in this case and scheduling. If it wasn't so obvious this was going to happen, I wouldn't be so upset about it. At some point, the defense has to be held to the same standard of discovery obligation. This isn't late notice. This isn't parachuting in. This is an effort they decided to make and wait until March or February 7th, 2025. Your Honor, I ask you to allow ARCCA to testify. allow them to testify to their report, be confined to the report that has met discovery deadlines, and to produce the request that the court ordered regarding discovery of the information that we want. That's what I asked this court to do.
Your Honor, what appears to be feigned indignation is just not consistent with the facts. We didn't receive Judd Welcher's report until basically February 2025. We received a report, I think it was January 31st, 2025, and we read it for the first time the next day on February 1st. Nobody's been dragging their feet. There is no ambush. This feigned indignation is just not consistent with the facts, Your Honor. The court hadn't ruled that we could even use ARCCA until just a few weeks ago. We have been moving expeditiously to try to rebut a witness that the Commonwealth disclosed in February of 2025. By mid-March, we asked for a two-week request. We asked for a two-week permission, or asked permission to engage them through a two-week request. That does take time. We did it expeditiously.
Exactly, Amber.
Waiting
Exactly.
for some
The gaslighting of it all.
advantage. As soon as we got the request approved, we immediately, that day, engaged them, and immediately that same day, provided the Commonwealth notice that we had engaged them, and we intend to use them to, at the very least, to address Judd Welcher's testimony or his reports, the last iteration of which we got on March 24th.
You wrong.
So if you want to talk about dates and chronology, what's good for the goose should be equally good for the gander.
I love the gander.
Mr. Brennan has been consistently providing us with new discovery after his certificate of compliance has been well done. The ink is well dry.
Well dry.
We have a right, we have an obligation to address and to meet his new discovery. For instance, Judd Welcher's opinions and conclusions with rebuttal opinions and conclusions if we can. And I want to make sure that we're not conflating two separate issues. One is the information that ARCCA had outside of any of our control. Nobody in this courtroom could have reasonably controlled what information they had.
But you did say that's all listed in the report and there's nothing more.
I was just about to say, the communications that they had with U.S. Attorney's Office, I don't have any access to that. That's confidential. But I do know what they provided to them for their analysis. That is all listed in the report. And both sides have had that from the day we received the reports, the federal disclosures. Both sides have had those. So nobody was in any disadvantage in the first trial, and certainly nobody is at a disadvantage in this trial. We're simply trying to meet our obligations as we could within the confines of the rules that were set up in no small part by the federal government. And now those strictures have largely been lifted. And we're moving forward as expeditiously as we possibly can.
Rather than addressing their obligations, it's always an attempt to assign blame. The government or the Commonwealth gave us late disclosures. The changes in Judd Welcher's PowerPoint were by exclusion. Attorney Alessi had concerns about certain things in the report, so we took things out of the report. There's a difference.
So you first provided it in November, then you're saying?
No, we provided, pardon me. We provided his CV in November, and then we provided on our discovery deadlines, January 31st, 2025. And then on February 5th, we provided all of the detailed background notes, references. And so we met our discovery deadlines. The changes to Mr. Welcher's report have been the complaints, understandably, about what they believe was hearsay or admissible. So we removed
I will
pieces.
fuck you up.
There was no new testing.
Pull up, bitch.
There was no new reports with information changing any of the things.
Okay, Hanky.
According to Mr. Alessi, who is much more facile with the facts of what's in Judd Welcher's report.
Not on AJ's watch, Kathy.
There were additions made to the latest iteration of his report. And Mr. Brennan just admitted that February 5th was the first time that we received all of the information from Judd Welcher. The next month, within a few weeks of that, that's when we received permission to hire ARCCA. That's when we received permission to engage ARCCA. That's when we provided the individuals at ARCCA with everything that we had been provided just the month earlier. So there is no ambush. There's no attempt at taking an advantage vis-a-vis time. It just doesn't, the arguments just don't play, not with the facts and the chronology of what we've been doing and we're continuing to do.
All right. Thank you.
AJ got the last word. Boom.
I think
I shouldn't be excited, but I'm excited for Tuesday. I'm
The
excited.
motion to sequester Aiden Kearney to remove him from the
Kearney.
sequestration order. Is that the only thing that's now left outstanding?
As if we don't know it's Carney, for goodness sake.
No, Your Honor. There's also a motion in limine that was outstanding. It's the Commonwealth's motion in limine to prohibit reference to any pending internal affairs investigations.
Yes. Where do we stand with that? I thought that you were going to.
We've had a chance to review the file. If there's any statements that are relevant, we think the defense is entitled to use those statements for impeachment or cross-examination. As far as the rulings, the administrative body's rulings, that should not be permissible. It's an opinion of a third party, and then it will open the door to the explanation that those sustained findings are limited to certain conduct, but don't include other types of conduct which we would need to rebut. A third party's opinions are not admissible to impeach a witness.
The defense vehemently disagrees with that.
Yes,
assertion.
Liza.
That's not the state of the
Liza.
law. We did provide notice to the Commonwealth of what we intended to admit at trial. The Commonwealth was conversely ordered to provide notice to the defense of what they were specifically asking to keep out. That was supposed to be done 2 weeks ago. I emailed Mr. Brennan the next day after it was due. They did not respond. I was told this morning they're seeking to exclude everything. I would like to be heard on that, Your Honor.
All right.
She's a little nervous sometimes.
I don't have a copy of what it is you intend to introduce, right?
I would be too.
No, we provided notice to the Commonwealth, but
So I need that. Do you have it?
I can articulate it to the court. We want to admit the sustained findings that have been made against 4 separate officers in this case.
You know what? I do need that in writing. I need this in writing. I need a Commonwealth's response.
We needed to have a ruling on this in advance of.
Excuse me?
We need to have a ruling on this in advance of Monday.
Right.
I can try to get that to you today.
All right. Get it to me today. I'll decide it tomorrow.
Okay. Are we allowed to make an oral argument as to this issue? It has been briefed already by the Commonwealth.
Okay. You know, what I need is, I wasn't expecting this here today. So what I need is the paper number. I think it's the Commonwealth's motion to exclude, but the last I had it as it wasn't under advisement. You were going to figure out what the objection was and what you wanted to put in. All right, so we need to take a recess anyway so that you can look at the video to see whether there's an objection to the opening. So why don't we take a 15-minute recess? And Ms. Little, if you can provide just the paper number on what the Commonwealth's response was.
It's paper number 588.
All right. So Jim, I need that.
All rise for the court, please.
And here I'm going to check my timestamps, thanks courtesy of our girl motion to screen what the fuck granted, and scoot through this. We can zoom. Okay, pretend I'm Emily D. Baker. It was a lot more than 15 minutes. Just saying. But before we press play, let's go with pause. Where's my mouse gone? Pause. Where am I? Different screens, so many tabs. Shall we have a very brief musical interlude? It's Karen Read. It's my new Karen Read anthem, but we're going to write another 1 or 2 on Sunday night. So let me just get myself sorted here. Tell me what you think. It's hilarious to me that the Suno pronounced Bev Beeve the first time it said it. Then she says Bev properly the next time. But enjoy. Oh, wait, one more thing. Sorry, Nick. Nick has, there's so many steps. Where is it? Here we go.
Now some music. The Supreme Leader decrees it.
If only I could scroll faster.
Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? Meatball Morrissey, disruption to corruption. Free Karen Reed, that's me. Action Jackson and Yannetti, building the dream team. Liza Little, Tory George, Alessi Energy. Bye-bye, Lally, who would have thought we'd miss you lollygagging? And here's to praying, hoping, waiting. Justice won't be lagging. Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? Meatball Morrissey, disruption to corruption. Free Karen Reed, that's me. Jennifer McKay, she's a piece of work. Holds long to die in cold, girl, we know you made that search. Mean girl shit, her lies be shining bright. And we all don't know that John was beaten in a fight. Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? Meatball Morrissey, disruption to corruption. Free Karen Reed, that's me. Brian Albert, king of Canton, calling Chloe it. Bumping uglies with your cocoa butt, dialing, that ain't it. Mediocre chicken parm, Chrissy board select. Julie Albert bringing donuts in a freaking blizzard. Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? Meatball Morrissey, disruption to corruption. Free Karen Reed, that's me. Brian Higgins got no game, weed whacker. Where's the Jeep? I'm in the blue bubble, haha. The Lexus did not hit. Bet the homeowners will cop some shit. They said to Michael Proctor. Nope, he said not happening. Oh, how the lofty fall. Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? Meatball Morrissey, disruption to corruption. Free Karen Reed, that's me. 227, it's a numbers game. 12, 10 lies uttered with no shame. 22 seconds is long enough to get your story straight and take it to your grave. And speaking of grave, beef has grave concerns. Your Commonwealth engaging on nefarious terms. Should ever accuse when you had the chance. It's go time, Bev, let's dance. Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? Meatball Morrissey, disruption to corruption. Free Karen Reed, that's me. Tristan Morris can't tell the time. Caitlin found a dog. What's the reason for these lies? So many discrepancies. 47 taillight pieces, and Colin was in the house. The basement floor, those bulkhead doors. And what about that Ford Edge? Need we say more? 3 flights of stairs, the waterfall and girded salad board. The bukkake of it all. Hanky Spanky, why so cranky? Meatball Morrissey, disruption to corruption. Free Karen Reed, that's me. Jury team, we believe in you. Reasonable doubt is coming to you. Free Karen Reed is what you need to do. 'Cause justice for Officer John O'Keefe needs you.
Fucking box of rocks, Tristan. But we'll write another one. So we're gonna end up with a whole album, just a whole Free Karen Reed album. Shall we do that? And then maybe next Saturday night as well. We'll see. We'll definitely write more songs together. We'll write them together. It'll be fun. It'll be a whole thing. Imagine having you all shorties taking part in one of our big songs. I love it. I love it. Love it. Free Karen. Love it so much. Yes. Let's get back to it. Thank you, the Trial Channel. I think so too. Our chat is so, we're all just so friendly and warm and lovely. We take this stuff seriously. We just don't take ourselves too seriously, or each other. Lol. We take Nick seriously and the coalition and all of that. Nick and Colors love affair. Yes, yes. Okay, now let's get back to wait. Oh, share screen. Fuck. And Bestie Squad, so nice to have you. I don't mod anywhere really anymore. I used to be all around the YouTube streets as a moderator, but my world is far too busy these days. Unfortunately, I do miss moderating. It's kind of fun. I'm not in many chats, to be honest, these days. But if you see me, I'll say hi. This OnlyFan. We definitely have to write a fan song. Not quite far enough. There we go. Yes, back in it. Back in the game. We'll get to see Turtle Boy soon. Oh, I've got to change the background. Yikes.
We're back in session. You may be seated.
So much to do here.
All right, so the first thing I viewed the clip. Is this only 15 seconds? Did I see everything you intend to use?
I expect that's only 15 seconds.
Okay. Was there any objection to what you saw?
No objection.
Okay, thank you.
I would say that's only the audio. There's a visual that goes with it, but because it comes from
Do you know?
a broadcast, we have to copy it differently.
Karen actually has one of my free Karen Read stickers that I designed. That was a fundraiser I did after the last trial. And Karen has one. So does Kelly Read. Pretty cool, huh? Kelly got one for herself. It was a make a $10 donation or more. Oh, I've still got some of the stickers left, but half of my helpers in the States who were sending them out, we've parted ways in our friendships. Let's just say that. So they scored themselves some stickers. We raised about $2,500 through that initiative. Cost me a pretty penny. Anyway, carry on, Brennan. You fuck.
Okay.
That's the audio, but there will be the visual with it that was aired.
Okay. I was able to see the video.
Super.
Okay. All right. Were you as well, Ms. Little?
Yes, we were able to see the video, and we have no objection.
I
And I did also provide. There's only a
people.
single photograph we intend to display. It will be an admitted exhibit. I provided a copy to counsel. I will also send that to the court as well.
Okay. Thank you. All right. I'll hear you on this motion.
Yep.
Ms. Little,
Aaron has-
I'll hear your response to the Commonwealth's
has
motion.
one. That's cool,
So
huh?
during the break, we had
I'm
an
gonna go get
opportunity
one.
to discuss this issue with
Grab me.
the Commonwealth.
Okay.
I believe we are in agreement on most of the issues.
Okay.
They have agreed that we are allowed to bring in the sustained findings as they relate to Trooper Proctor, Trooper Buchnick, Detective Lieutenant Tully.
Okay.
The only issue that we need to work out, Your Honor, is with regard to Kevin Albert.
Kevin fucking Albert. Wait. Let me show you. Pause. She said. So this is the sticker that I designed, and that many people have. Steph's got one. You sure Amber's got one? Cheryl with an S, maybe. So I still have, even here, I can send them to you. There's still a few of my helpers in the States. I had 11 helpers. 16 helpers who had 11 helpers who had 16 stickers each. But I've still got a bunch here. And there's still a few of those helpers. So so if you would like one, if you want to donate $10 or more to Karen's Defense Fund and send me a screenshot of your receipt and your postal address, I will send you one out. I can send it to you from Australia, and I do have helpers in the States still. So they're cool. They're really good quality vinyl. You could use it on a tumbler, for example. Yes. Wait, I've got a sticker on my tumbler. Miss Shorty. So that I've got pink envelopes and excuse me, thank you cards. Steph has 4. So that nice stickers. Thanks, Debbie. But yes, Karen has one. What did Michael say that we said stop for real? Note, Brennan has just stated that they have to alter the video prior to showing it to the jury during opening statements. As in the video? Brennan says a lot of things though, right? Oh, wait, fuck. Yikes. Professional. That's me. I'm so professional. LOL.
And so we will continue to discuss that. I'm not as concerned in terms of timing with that particular issue.
Okay.
If the court will give us, another day or two to discuss with the Commonwealth, if there's a remaining issue, we can address that promptly with the court.
Okay. Can we address, is it something you need for your opening?
It's not.
Okay, all right. So yes, we'll address it sometime next Tuesday or Wednesday. Take your time in
Steph, you can
working it
hit
out.
Holly up
All right.
in Discord.
Okay, so now is the only thing left the motion that Mr. Bradl's here
Mike,
for?
I can send you one.
As far as I know.
Okay. All right.
Right,
Morning, Mr.
Debbie?
Bradl.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Here we go. Mr. Bradl.
Okay. So, Jim, you have that.
Ava's mom. I sent out your T-shirt, or I ordered your T-shirt in the week.
I probably have it here too.
Good to see you.
I have one, Jim. Thanks.
Cheryl.
All right. I will hear you. Let me just ask, Commonwealth, you're moving to, sorry, you stay right there, Mr. Bradl. Mr. Brennan, you're asking
You
for
love
sequestration on
You
all the
love
witnesses
him.
other than the ones that have already been
Bev
decided,
and
right?
Bradl sitting in a tree.
I'm not sure I understand.
So there was already an order on who is exempt from the sequestration order, family members. We discussed, and there was an order on all of this.
Yes.
Are you asking that Aiden Kearney be sequestered?
I am. He's a named witness.
Okay. Does the Commonwealth intend to call him in your case in chief?
It depends on the development of the
No,
case. There are two
Your
issues
Honor.
that are important. The one in case in chief is whether or not there's any development of third-party culprit. If there is, Mr. Kearney becomes a more important witness, and we'll have to assess that as the
Different
case
cheeky
progresses. The other is rebuttal. If the defense calls the defendant to the stand, then it is strong likelihood that we would.
Bev's regrowth's
Okay.
showing.
Two things that I can't
Wait.
anticipate at this time.
Okay.
So Bev either got herself a new wig. Sorry, we're pausing. It is bullshit, Simi. It is fucking bullshit. The whole thing's bullshit. We all knew they were never going to call Aiden Carney as a witness. It was just to try and exclude him from being in the courtroom to be sequestered. Clearly. Now look at Bev's hair there. I wonder if over the weekend one of her things to do on her to-do list is to get her regrowth fixed. Take note, on Tuesday, if Bev's blonde is back to beautiful straw blonde, then she got herself organized over the weekend. Can't be a wig though. She definitely brushes her hair with like a toothpaste or something though.
All right. Now I'll hear you, Mr. Bradl.
All right, thank you very much, Your Honor. Judge, we don't have an offer of proof. I'll try to argue in the interest of time, and I think I know where the court's going with this.
Debbie.
Based on the prosecutor's statements and the context. So with that understanding, Judge, I would just start by saying that, there's really no reason to beat around the bush here, Your Honor.
There's Aiden sitting next to Meredith, so it now goes Nathan Reed, then Esty, then someone, then Meredith O'Neill, and Aiden Carney. Look at down the bottom, it says Tim Bradl, Turtle Boy attorney. Court TV were like, who's Turtle Boy?
The Commonwealth is not going to call my client, Mr. Carney, who for the record is in the second row here today.
Can I just ask, if he were to call your client, would he take the fifth?
Yes, Judge, and I just should clarify for that.
Okay.
That is under the government's, the obviously well-established position of Norfolk County law enforcement. What we contend is a twisted interpretation of the witness intimidation statute that seeking to contact witnesses, seeking to question people is witness intimidation.
Okay, so just focus back on.
So the answer is yes. I'm sorry. The answer is yes, Judge.
Okay. So let me hear from you on that, Mr. Brennan.
Sure. Your Honor,
Oh, pause. Also, I'm going to say, finally, with all due respect, Dr. Turtleboy, I love Aiden's suit today. I don't love it when he wears that early 2000s look with the pink tie, and I'm all about pink, but he's looking very dapper today, Dr. Turtleboy, Uncle, Daddy.
under the government's interpretation of this statute, Your Honor, the government is seeking to first.
No, I'm sorry. What I said was, I'll hear you, Mr. Brennan. And you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But that's okay. I don't want to hear about the witness intimidation statute. Other than
Enjoy
if
the
I
watch on TV,
don't
Mary.
sequester your client, I would be inclined to do just like I did before. the witnesses who are the subject of the indictments, Mr. Kearney will have to be outside the courtroom when they testify.
As if they don't know how
We
to say
anticipated
so.
that, Your Honor, and, you know, I won't say that we would agree to that, but I understand the court's position there, and I can see that would be a resolution the court might land on.
Okay. Now I'm going to let Mr. Brennan speak, and then I'll hear you again, Mr. Bradl.
Thank you.
Your Honor, you have questions?
Yes. What if he takes the fifth?
If he asserts his Fifth Amendment privilege, I think there is no realistic likelihood that we would call him. There's obviously procedures the Commonwealth could follow, but I have no belief that will happen. So I expect if he actually asserts his Fifth Amendment privilege, would no longer have a good faith basis to say that there would be a need for sequestration. I would ask the court to impose the prior limitations with named victims and also minor witnesses.
Okay.
But I would, as a predicate, he would need to assert his fifth.
Do you need that to be done formally, or do you want it to be done formally?
Well, he goes, yes. He's like, fuck this shit. I want for the world, for YouTube, for the peanut gallery to see Dr. Turtleboy pleading the fifth, because people in general, the broader public tends to feel like pleading the fifth is indicative of guilt. No. Pleading the fifth is being smart to protect himself, Aiden, from anything he say can and may be used against him in his own proceedings, in his own trial, upcoming trial, for LOL, witness intimidation. So Bev and Bradl both try to get like, who was it? I think the Peter Tragos, the lawyer, you know, one of the you law tubers I watched yesterday, said they'd never seen in any of their time a potential witness forced to like articulate or to swear on the fact that they were going to plead the fifth. So it like blah blah my words. Brennan is really wanting the optics of that. It's hilarious.
Emily,
I do.
Mr. Bradl, do you want to do that now?
Judge, I'm happy to assert that on his behalf.
We'd reject that invitation. If he wants to assert the Fifth Amendment privilege, he can assert it.
Okay. Do you want to call him now and do that now, Mr. Bradl, or not? Do you want to talk with your client and?
7 minutes.
Sure. Why don't you know what? I'll give you more than a minute, Mr. Bradl. Can the staff work through lunch for a little bit?
Yes.
Everybody stay. All right. Mr. Bradl, why don't I give you 10 minutes to talk to him? We'll see you back here in 10 minutes.
All rise for the court, please.
Peter, thank you, Akasha. Thank you, Akasha. Oh my God! Sidebar on Peter Tragos. Fuck, he's good looking. What a dreamboat. I don't watch much YouTube. I mostly just listen, and I'm here just going, just trying to cook my dinner. I was like, ooh, you are a very good, very handsome man, smart and pretty, right? Oh, my mouse. Skipping through. Where's my mouse? Pause. You. Thanks, OnlyFan. Love your work. Let's get back to court. Yikes. I should have looked at my timestamps. What the fuck? Motion to screen. What the fuck? Granted. Nope. Oh my goodness. Where is it? Walk and talk, chat. Walk and talk. Here we go. Court is on a short break. Not in this world. It is a W for Dr. Turtleboy. Absolutely.
You are unmuted.
Court is back in session. You may be seated.
All right. Mr. Brennan, do you agree that Mr. Kearney has a Fifth Amendment right?
I think he has a Fifth Amendment privilege. I don't know that he has a Fifth Amendment privilege to all questions we would ask, but the content that we would go into, I think he clearly would have a Fifth Amendment privilege.
All right. So you're not asking for a Lumen Martin hearing?
I'm not, I think I necessarily would have to delve into issues regarding his open indictments against a number of different victims.
Okay.
And I think there's other information that I can't discuss for other reasons because of court orders.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I would suggest that the court could take judicial notice of the 16 indictments against him.
So the Commonwealth concedes, and I believe there's a valid Fifth Amendment right. So
Could SE just allow me to make the representation on behalf of Mr. Carney that he would in fact invoke his Fifth Amendment privilege. Commonwealth agrees to it. I ask that you just allow me to make the
Right, Amber? It's
representation.
right, not a privilege.
Oh, sure. Is there any objection for everybody hearing this?
There is. I would like Kearney to consider his fifth.
Oh, wow. I thought you wanted a basis. No, I'm going to see Mr. Kearney here at sidebar with just you, Mr. Bradl. And all recording devices are off.
Thank you.
FTR goes to sealed, Tori and Chrissy.
Dagnammit. I want to watch it. That's what she said. If Peter didn't have that big old brain, he would have been a Calvin Klein model. Oh, yep. Hank is slimy. He's disgusting. I can't stand him. We're gonna have a problem, chat. We're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have some debriefing at the end of each recap. I think just to we'll do some music at the end of each one. I think just to get ourselves our emotional regulation back on track. Who does she like more, Bradl or Dr. Wolf? Cheryl, I think she probably likes Bradl like friend-like, and Dr. Wolf like whoa. Micah, I thought last weekend we were talking about you having a hard part at the age of 38, and Nick gave his assessment as to whether that was
Jim.
suitable.
Yes.
Borderline, Nick said.
All right. So, Mr. Brennan, I've just had a colloquy with Mr. Carney, with his lawyer present, obviously. I find, and the Commonwealth concedes, that he does have a valid Fifth Amendment right. I find that there's a valid basis for him to invoke that Fifth Amendment privilege. And
Trial Channel, I'm going to read that one out. The Trial Channel, friend of the channel, Stan, the Trial Channel, girl, love you. Love your work. I aspire to be anywhere near as professional as you and your work ethic and your amazingness. Fun fact, I applied to work for the lawyer you know, and I got rejected. But it's okay because I wouldn't be where I am if he hired me. He's still a favorite. Oh, you mean his channel? I was thinking you meant his law firm, his practice. I didn't see that comment before. C says, Steph, everything happens for a reason. And Amber said, Trial Channel, I, for one, am happy your path led you to where you are now. I mean, I am. You make my life a lot easier, the Trial Channel. I'm sorry I ride on your back and pilfer all your content, but always with credit. We love you. Brennan, Michael says, topic reminder. Brennan, stop thinking about Peter Dragos. Oh, impossible. Brennan can't discuss because he went through the Commonwealth file at the DA's office. Unprofessional and maybe illegal. Everything to my mind, everything about Henry Brennan, I'm going to use his government name, is problematic, unprofessional, and likely mostly all illegal. Just saying. I said what I said.
I find that if he were called to testify, he would in fact invoke that Fifth Amendment privilege. So based on that, he will be exempt from the sequestration order, except as to, and I need a list of the named witnesses who are the alleged victims in the current indictments.
I accept those findings. We'll provide the court with a list of the named victims. We also would like to have the court consider the two minors in that list.
Oh, yes. I think I did that last time as well.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right. So is that it for today?
Judge, if I may, just for the record, maintain the same objection I had at the last trial. Don't need to make any further commentary on it, just in case there's any further action, which I don't anticipate right now.
Okay.
But just for the record, thank you.
Okay. All right. So we're all set until Tuesday, I believe. I'll get orders out. Oh,
I'll get my hair
stipulations were
done.
just given to me. I have not had a chance to read them. All right, this looks like you all made some progress in a way that where the jury will be happy that you've cut down the amount of time that they may be here otherwise. Okay. Anything else today?
The only thing I would ask the court to consider is with regard to the speaker, the reader issue.
Oh, okay.
if the
Alan
Commonwealth
Jackson can't get off
intends
this one.
To go forward with that, I would ask that that be put in a formal motion so we have something to respond to. I think research on that is in order.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Doesn't have to be lengthy and
And it is something that we've done.
right, understood. I would like to see what I'm going to have to look at what the law in Massachusetts is concerning that and what the sort of parameters are.
Okay.
I just think because of the potential prejudicial effect on Ms. Reed, I'd like to have something in writing. That's all.
It is in the extrajudicial motion. If there's something separate the court wants briefed, we're happy to do it, but it's already in the motion that we provided regarding extrajudicial statements.
Okay. All right. Thank you all. We'll see you Tuesday.
Thank you.
All rise for the court, please.
All rise. Simi says, Mr. Hollywood actor, Mr. Hollywood attorney objects to the actors. Shit up, Hank, says Colors. I don't know if that's typo Colors, but I like it either way. Wait. Scroll. That. Also the Jumpsuit Pablo. So it's a DUI guy has shouted out the trial channel. Obviously, Miss Shorty is a huge channel. We shout you out all the time. Melanie Little and wait, who was the other one? Jolene. You are an up and comer, girl, as it should be. As it should be. Karen made the meat beef tips. Best typo Colors. Best. Hey, wait. So chat, we don't have another live stream scheduled, which is weird. I don't watch any of those channels, so I'm thrilled for you, the trial channel. And thrilled that people are seeing trial. Jumpsuit is a good channel. What sort of content is it? Is he a law tuber? What? Tell me more, chat. Tell me more. Should I know about it? I don't know about a lot of things. I don't know a lot of things. Like a lot of things. Ex-con. Oh, well, I probably should go and watch. That sounds like my jam. Cool. It's not over. It hasn't been hours yet. I know, right? He's a former prisoner. He gives us info from that perspective. Jumpsuit is funny. What am I, living under a rock? Apparently, Jumpsuit is hilarious. No, where did 3 hours go? I know it's only 2.5 hours. It's only 2.5 hours. Shh. What should we do? We can't be over. I don't really have anything else to do. Lacey would like him. He plays jail phone calls. Shall we look at some of his stuff? Here's what I'm having prepared earlier. Uno momento. Here, you can watch it with me. Wait, but there's no share screen. Hang on. Why not? We're here now. I've got you as a captive audience. What's he called? Jumpsuit. More typing required. Well, for goodness sake. Did I spell it right? No, I wrote S-U-I-T. Spelling. Jumpsuit. One word. My mouse. Why would you just stop working like that? Okay. Subscribe. Sure. Let's do it. Why not? Oh, 7 Stearns. Oh, he looks cool. I like him. What are we watching? Is it playlists? Yes, playlists. Rex Hillman. There's no Karen Reed playlist. Chat. Amber says, okay, This one. Amber's out. Night, Amber. Wait, what? Amber, have a good night. I've missed something. So, okay, gotta go. Need to do laundry. Ugh, adulting. Thank you so much for stopping in, Amber. Happy Thursday evening to you, ma'am. Good Friday tomorrow. Do you guys have Good Friday off in the States? Everything's closed here. Wade Wilson. Okay. Pick anyone. They're all funny. Okay, I got you. Has he done any Donna Adelson? Yikes, I got to do laundry. I love doing laundry, but not when you don't want to do it. Okay, Wade Wilson. Oh, there's a lot here. View full playlist. This is what we're doing. Stop.
All right, tonight we're reacting to another Wade Wilson call with Mila. Now, just a quick heads up. I react.
So, wait, what? Do it again. Do it again. Steve is supposed to be doing Coburger at 9. Well, we might. That's not for another little while. We'll definitely finish up in time for Publicly Buzzed. No, I think Publicly Buzzed is already on because Shelley had to leave. Right, take 2. Which one? Eight months ago. Oh, it's in reverse chronological order. Is it? Yeah. Wow. I probably should just have gone order. I didn't though. The Blair Witch of it all. People who are watching Karen Reed are going, what? What the fuck? What are we doing here? I don't know. We're just doing a little bit of free balling. 3 months ago. Oh my goodness. I should have just done a reshuffle. I didn't though, did I? 2 hours ago. Choose one, chat. Which of the most recent ones do you want to watch? Thank you, Jen. Shell's going to make a cuppa. Beautiful. If you haven't hit the like yet, why not? Well, because we've gone off topic. Okay. If you're dipping out now, thank you so much for being here. We're just going to like do a little bit of other stuff. Why not? Because we can. 10 nights of Shorty. There are no rules. He's not going to copyright strike me, is he? Good night from New Hampshire. Thanks, Jen. I enjoyed his Wade Wilson. Let's see this one. I don't want to really use the most recent one because oh my goodness. I don't know now. I don't know. I feel like we shouldn't. Good night. God bless. No night. Smarter Hari, thank you so much. I don't know. I've got decision paralysis. Don't leave me. You are keeping me going. Just pick one, FFS. The struggle is real colors. This is they all feel a little okay, we're gonna do this one. Open sesame. Why?
Welcome back, everybody. Looks like we have a brand new Wade call to listen to. Credit to Phone Calls from Prison, the YouTube channel for this call. Check them out. Link to their channel in the description below. Judging by the title and the thumbnail over there on their channel, it looks like Wade has a bone to pick, a Slim Jim to peel with someone who's been catfishing him. Let's see what's going on in Wade's world.
Wade's world. I was actually thinking, because I didn't ever watch the Wade Wilson trial. I watched no, I didn't. I know about it, but I didn't ever watch it. So I was thinking, but then we've got so much else to do. I was thinking maybe we'll watch that together, but here we are. Let's just stay weird. There we go. Okay.
This is August 2024 between Wade and Alexandra.
Yes, that's why I was going to do it. I was going to do it on yours. Like,
It's a very, very bad morning.
Oh, no, Alexandra.
Well, it can't be worse than Wade's.
It's never bad. It's always good, baby. Always a good morning, baby.
It is very bad. Jesse removed me and Daniela from the group.
Uh-oh. Jesse removed her and Daniela from the group.
Alexandra. Alexandra?
I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you driving around?
Pause. I'm not feeling it. Not that I don't like it, but I'm not in that vibe. I think Eric says, come on, back on track. We'll look at some merch. I think that's a good idea, Princey. Eric says, I think Karen's team should have Brian's carpet DNA checked. Too much corruption. It'll save her. Possibly. Wait. Hi again. It's me. Walk and talk chat. Just talk amongst yourselves while I do this. Share this tab instead. You can't see it now. Yikes. MissShorty.com. Shop, and then I'll go to a different tab and you won't be able to see it. That's fine. Except, shout out Matilda. Love you, girl. Can't see that. Share this tab instead. Okay. So, look at these socks. Stay weird. Look at that. Ugh. The socks are beautiful, by the way. Don't forget, all proceeds from the merch store go to paying the beautiful moderators, our beautiful moderators, the Mod Squad. And there's some links to my upcoming streams and videos there. Look at those socks. Which socks? All of them. I have, wait. Excuse me for clearing my throat. Clothing. I think it's in other fun stuff. All the socks. Why isn't my mouse clicking things? Oh, it is. We're in there. Yikes. Rehome the McAlberts. Yes, that's it. We're not. I'll have a look. I'll have a look. The notebooks look incredible. Yes, they have Steph tells me they have a little pocket in the back, like a sleeve where you can put your notes. Our Joe Schmo, I have these socks. The when's the middle of their Miss Shorty music. I'm going to get the music slides. Love them. But Joe Schmo responded to a triple dare, and purchased the Miss Shorty 69 notebook and has been taking it to court in the Laurie Vallow Daybell trial. So funny. Grave concerns. The stickers are beautiful. I put that's the bold, mysterious one on my one of my not Stanleys. And look at those streams. Nice. How you taking the piss? Have you covered Rabbit Hole Girl? Hi, Miss Shorty. They are they are comfy, Brit. They're made out of recycled plastic and they are so soft. They don't have a seam in them. Beautiful. I've got very small feet, so they're a little bit on the heel is a little bit far up for me. But I just pull them up further. Hi, Miss Shorty. I just got here. Have you covered Aiden's latest post about the witness tampering in jury A? Is that on the Twitters? No, I haven't. Let's have a look at it. Anyway, that's the merch store. Look at us just pivoting. Let me go. X. Don't worry, I know you can't see what I'm doing here. Share this tab instead. Drop that down. No, thank you. Okay. Oh, look, there's publicly buzzed. First up, hang on. Let me find it. We'll read it. Steph says, I love all of the notebooks I have. It's on Turtle Boy's site. Okay, well, here we are on the wrong page. Turtle Boy Daily News, right? God, making me type all of the things. Turtle Boy, typo. Turtle Boy News. Share this tab instead. Turtle Boy Daily News. Now, what do we got? Where is it? Is it the Garrett Wing one, though? No. Direct me here, rabbit hole girl. Sorry, not sorry. Don't ever be sorry. You can't see what I'm doing here, can you? Oh, yeah, you can. Hang on. I don't know what I'm doing here. I never go to Turtle Boy's website, except to buy stuff. To the right of Garrett Wing, Canton cover up. Thank you. Here we go. Okay. Click. Right. Canton cover up part 505. Well, shit. Lisa, I got you a link. Well, that's all you're not even a mod, though. Okay. Wait, here we go. Disgraced former Dedham cop Ty Donahue is likely source of lies told to John Fanning to have not guilty juror removed on final day of trial. Well, fuck. Might have to put my real glasses on for this. These ones are shit. Can't see shit. These are probably very dirty. Oh, that's better. On the final day of Karen Reed's first murder trial, a female juror who had been making faces throughout the trial, indicating that she was disgusted with the Commonwealth, was brought in to speak with Judge Cannoni. As she walked by the menacing eyes of Brian and Colin Albert, she seemed confused and shook as Auntie Bev grilled her from the sidebar. This juror, known as Juror A, I know you are not a mod. More fuckery, right? Known as Juror A, had previously reported another juror to the court for making negative comments about Karen Reed's facial reactions during the trial. The other juror was removed that day. Let me just clean my glasses, chat. Un momento, por favor. Can't see shit. Sidebar. Exactly. These glasses are hanging on by a literal wing and a prayer. These are my proper prescription glasses. Look at that. It's held with some fine wire. All right, that's slightly better. During trial, so this is a factual background in the interview. Massachusetts State Police interference with the jury. Factual background. During trial, two issues arose with jurors. First occurred on June 14, 2024, when one juror A, reported to the court that another juror B, had made some comments about the evidence and the defendant. The court called juror B to sidebar and questioned her about what she had said and if she could keep an open mind and consider the evidence in a fair and impartial manner. Despite her representations that she could, the defense expressed concerns that the comments had been one-sided and against the defense, and asked that juror B be excluded. Lisa, the Twitter link simplifies the story. Okay. Let's go back to Twitter. Share this tab instead. And I'll go... Where's search? I never go on Twitter on my fucking search. God. Turtle Boy Daily News. Is it on this one? Yikes. I can't. Dr. Turtle Boy. Hang on. So, P.S. I haven't been searching those other names that are in that search bar. I don't know why they're coming up. Couldn't give a fuck about any of that. Here we go. Disgraced former. Yeah, well, that's what we were just watching. Disgraced former Dedham police officer Ty Donahue, who was fired after flipping his car during a DUI, had a personal relationship with a Karen Reed not guilty juror. That got ugly the day before closing statements. Okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of wild, isn't it? He is family. What? Typo check, Aiden. He is family of. Oh, okay. He is family of a Dedham move to strike. He is family of a Dedham man named Ron Hathaway, who used an anonymous Twitter account to spew McAlbert propaganda for months. Hathaway is a cousin of Jennifer McCabe and her three sisters. Coincidentally, the day after his personal relationship, the juror blew up over some major lies he had been telling. He had been telling. The juror was reported by John Fanning for something she allegedly said at a bar more than a month prior. I see. That's it, says Rabbit Hole Girl. This is the real story behind the jury tampering, in which the most obvious not guilty voter was targeted and prevented from deliberating. Well, shit. SIDEBAH. Juror. Very interesting. The plot thickens, right? What else is Aiden saying? Aiden says the jury, this was 4 hours ago, the jury was so threatened by me that 2 of them did interviews with me, including the first juror to do a 3-hour show on camera. Jealousy doesn't look good on you, Plevin. Then again, neither does most clothing. Oof, that is wild. Isn't that wild? Sick burn on Plevin. Yikes. Well, that nice. Thank you. Interesting. I wouldn't have seen that because I do never peruse the Twitters unless you all tell me. I don't know. I want more. That just wets my taste buds. KKK. Let's keep reading. We may as well. We won't read. I've read that. I've heard that filing previously. So let me skip through to the Miss Dr. Turtleboy stuff. Who did Michael Proctor's boss, good friend, and fellow corrupt cop John Fanning receive information from about this juror? Neither does Yellow. Steph, no, you didn't. Jeez Louise. How did Auntie Bev know that what the topic of discussion at the Dedham Police Department was that day? Who was reporting on their behalf? And where was this illegally recorded conversation? Did I skip through something too much there? You'll see. Probably. Professional and all that. Okay, I mean, I did. Wait. There's a bit there. On the day of closing statements, Juror A, closing arguments, but okay, was alerted by Judge Canoni that she had been reported by Lieutenant John Fanning, who told court officers after he received information that the juror had been talking about the case at the American Legion and that there may be a recording of her doing this. Well, yikes. Additionally, Auntie Bev claims that at a roll call at the Dedham Police Department, a number of officers confirmed that they had heard similar things. So then CEG, what I just read before. During the sidebar, juror, fuck, so many accents. During the sidebar, juror A didn't do herself any favors. I heard she was a little bit sort of like sullen or confused, but also didn't admit that anything she had been accused of was true. The juror who I interviewed told me that she had no idea she was recorded and still hasn't heard any tape of it. Fucking Fanning. Like 69, Steph. There are 69 officers on any given night at the Legions. During the when I asked about the recording, she simply stated, "I don't know," because she was last at the American Legion over a month ago and couldn't remember what they were talking about, because they were drinking as well. And why are there officers there when it is a juror, right? Well, it's because it's a tiny little community. They're all living in each other's pockets, right? Aiden doing journalism, right? And that's what he does. He's an investigative journalist. The court. It has been brought to my... Can I say it in a Bev voice? No, I can't. It has been brought to my attention that you might have been out recently at an American Legion or a Knights of Columbus or someplace like that in Dedham, and that someone has reported that you may have been recorded talking about this case. That's the information I received. What can you tell me about that? Any of that? The juror. I don't know. The court. Have you been in an American Legion hall? The juror. Like a month ago. Okay. At that time, were you talking about... Not that I remember. No. Do you remember if people there mentioned to you anything about this case? The juror says, I was drinking. I don't remember. Okay, says Bev. The further information I have is that this morning, several Dedham police officers said they had heard the same thing. I call bullshit. Okay, said the juror. Bev, all right. Could it have happened? Did she? You can answer that. Did she ignore you? No, that's me. The juror, I don't know. Bev, okay. The juror, I really don't know. She's like, girl, I don't know. The juror told me that on her way into court that day, she had received an ominous threat from an unidentified man in traffic, telling her to go quietly. Well, that's ominous. Bye-bye, Akasha. Thank you so much. We're wrapping it up anyway. Steph can feel her blood pressure rising. Replay. The juror told me that on her way into court that day, she had received an ominous threat from an unidentified man in traffic, telling her to go quietly. When she got into court, she was flustered and felt ambushed after being called in front of Judge Canoni, right? Yep. Ex-cop, Ty someone. What was his name? Ty someone. She felt like she was being put on the spot to remember a night out at the bar over a month ago, and for the first time was told that she was illegally wiretapped. Well, shit. At no point did but yet she was still kicked off the jury on the final day, based solely on the unconfirmed second-hand story, hearsay within hearsay, from someone who was invested in seeing Karen Read convicted. Trial by ambush. That's assault. There is a backstory to this. Well, he looks like a lovely chap. This is Ty Donahue from Dedham. Lovely man. He looks lovely. Like a nice guy. Well, putting him on blast, are we? Apparently we are. He was a Dedham police officer until 2008, when he was fired after being arrested for driving drunk and flipping his car over on the I-93 in Canton. Ty had a personal relationship with Juror A and admittedly knew Brian Albert. Text messages reveal that after the juror found out she had been chosen to be one of the jury, she told Ty Donahue about this and said she hadn't heard of any of the witnesses before. juror intimidation. Right, Britt? Ty is friends with a denim man named Ron Hathaway, as Ty's brother is married into the Hathaway family. This is getting a little convoluted for me. Oh, hi. Hi, big face. Oh, that's Ron. That's Ron. Hi, Ron. Okay. Scrolling. Oh. So they don't look real pro-defense. Okay, is there more? Is there more? There's a lot of tweets. Okay, here we go. Oh, look who's that? Look who's that? Nobody drives drunk. Oh, can. Some like to point out that Brennan was Whitey Bulger's defense attorney. Let's not forget how involved with the feds Whitey Bulger actually was. Facts. Steph says, I don't think you can work out of that courthouse if you don't have a DUI. Ron Hathaway didn't want to be tied to the anonymous account because it would reveal the source of his bias, that he is related by blood to Jennifer McCabe and her 3 sisters. They are cousins who had all attended his daughter's 2019 wedding. Happier times. Well, shit. Okay, so the tangled web. Oh. And Whitey was friends with D.A. Morrissey. Huh. Brennan has a thing with the feds, obviously. Fuck, the McAlberts are everywhere. Crazy shit, man. Right? Look, that's Coco. Can you see her there? 2019. Wow. Life has been tough on old Coco and Brian Albert. Maybe this wasn't 2019. Wait. No, it was. July 30, 2019. A couple of years before they murdered John O'Keefe. Interesting. Goodness me. Morrissey is old school Democrat. They are all connected to the mob. I mean, I don't know anything about that, but I believe you. Colors knows things. Oh, there's Coco and Big Bad Brian A. Steph says, sorry, I'm feeling the beer now. I'm jealous. I don't like beer, but it's got to be almost 1 o'clock, surely. No, it's not. What do we got here? Pictures of the Jennifer McCabe. I know you do. Colors knows things. Accurate. Okay. What do we got here? I guess Dr. Turtleboy spends a lot of time on the Twitters, right? On June 25, 2024, the juror and Ty Donahue had a falling out over a personal issue that got ugly. Coincidentally, the next day before closing arguments, Judge Canoni claimed members of Ty Donahue's former employer, the Dedham Police Department, and one of the cops who was on Michael Proctor's inappropriate group text messages reported to the juror for statements she allegedly made a month ago at a bar. I'd love to put some commas in these sentences for Dr. Turtleboy, but he's a doctor, so what would I know? It just so happens that this guy who felt disrespected over a personal issue with the juror happens to have direct ties to all of the McAlberts and knew that she was a juror. Steph's doing voice to text. Her mouth stands out like a billboard. Oh my God, lol. What else we got here? All of the McAlberts who testified sat just feet away from this juror who was making faces that suggested she didn't believe a word they said. Will do any of us? Hell no. The juror was seen making faces in court by Michael Proctor, Yuri Bukaki, I wanted to say Bukaki, Brian Tully, Nicholas Garino, and Joseph Paul, all of whom work with John Fanning, who reported her for an incident he didn't witness over a month prior. Right? In October, this same juror received a threatening email from Plevin, Kevin Lanahan, a McGalbert propagandist with a small audience. Oof, same, but oof. Who has been faking terminal cancer, it seems that way, for personal gain for the last 7 years. The email was not publicly available, which means Plevin got it from someone that knows that juror personally. Based on what he said, he has clearly been speaking with people who knew the juror personally, didn't like her, and were using Plevin to try to dox her. Plevin falsely accused the juror of being a turtle boy plant, despite the fact that she and I have never spoken prior to trial. Sorry, Dr. Turtleboy, I can't. I'm a wordsmith. And she says she has only seen one Turtleboy blog from my 11 years in existence. Here's the email. Hi, you might know of my channel. This is from Plevin. Because we don't agree on the case, and because we don't agree on the case, you probably are not my biggest fan. Neither. Understand, if you followed me back in the summer of 2023, you know my opinion on things evolved as I got more evidence and had more time to test the logic. Oh, Plevin. Plevin. But I've always tried hard to be fair and open to evidence. Really? So? I always try to put all my cards on the table. I am doing a book on the case. Yes, Baker's read the book. Thoughts and prayers to Baker. Took one for the team there. With a November 15th deadline with the publisher. I know some of your story and I plan to include a small part of it in the book. I will protect your anonymity. I think all of the jurors should be protected and I don't think the list should ever be made public. Does make sense. You jurors suffered a lot as it is and made a huge sacrifice. If you'd like to talk to me, I'd welcome it. If not, I completely understand. But please be assured I won't ever bother you again. I will endeavor to write things in the book in a way which won't risk your exposure or make you uncomfortable in any way. Thank you for your service on the jury. Plevin, Yellow Cottage Tales. Reply. Could be me. No, could be me, rabbit hole girl. The juror says, how did you get my name and contact info? And Plevin says, babe. No, it doesn't. Redacted. As much as I always aim to lay my cards on the table, I also keep a promise. So if anyone gives me something confidentially, I honor that. I hope I didn't alarm. Well, man, you're self-snitching here because if it was confidential, how did you get the contact info? You have inside connections, right, Plevin? I hope I didn't alarm you with this message. You have nothing to worry about. I have no intention of outing you. Should say or. Spell check. Check before you press send. Coming from me. Doing anything that will make you uncomfortable. Juror says, and what parts of my story do you believe you know? ? She says again, this message does alarm me. I never give this email address out. What of my story do you believe you know? And what parts of my story do you believe you know? Wait, what? I'd be alarmed and uncomfortable too. Yep. No, obviously it's my song. God, everyone, show some respect. I'm joking. Simi says, oh my God, that's creepy as fuck. Kevin, don't flatter yourself. Yes, how dare you? It's assault. This message does alarm me. I never give this email address out. What of my story do you believe you know? Plevin says, I have a live show. Ta-da! In a few minutes. Man. So let me get back to you in more detail. I know a lot of what happened right before you were dismissed. And also
well.
And I am only interested in parts relevant to your jury service, Plevin says. Again, I don't think I want to go into a whole of detail. I mean, if this is indicative of the caliber of his writing for his book, it's of grave concern. My objective is to tell you what needs to be told and no more, but some of this needs to be told. The objective is not to sell books. But we have another trial coming up, and there are questions as to how you got on the jury in the first place. Considering the passionate beliefs you seem to hold before being impaneled, did you tell the complete truth on the jury form? I protected your anonymity, says Plevin, and I will continue to protect it. I have shared no identifying information about you, and I will not. But now you have sent my number to Aiden. I mean, how dare you? That's assault. Hey, Margaret. Hey, Ducking. Good to see you. But now you've sent my number to Aiden, which he broadcast on his show. So I'm being bombarded with calls. Oh, Plevin. Dear me. I will still protect you. I keep my word. I am not Aiden. But because of this bombardment, I will take the liberty of sending you one last message with some questions. Did you answer the jury questionnaire honestly? Did you inform the court at that time that you were a turtle rider and very well aware of his coverage of the Karen Read case? Did you inform the court during the trial that you were following his coverage? Everyone is entitled to fairness in the court system. Karen, John, everyone. A fair trial with impartial jurors is essential. Maybe you can be helpful in ensuring the next trial is fair. Each of us must let our conscience guide us in doing what's right. To repeat and re-emphasize, I will never pass along or report I will never pass along or report identifying or contact information about you. Whoa. Yeah, he seems to be threatening her just a little bit, allegedly. This message is okay. So then it says, it is a complete lie that this woman was well aware of the Karen Read coverage prior to being chosen to be on the jury. And Ty Donahue is well aware of this. Here's a text message sent from the juror to Ty Donahue after she was chosen to be on the jury, in which she said she didn't recognize any of the 116 witnesses on the list. They took me back and forth the side of the bench 3 times, the judge and all the lawyers. Ty says, Brian Albert is a piece of shit. I know him personally. He wasn't on the list of witnesses. I don't know who that even is. They read all 160 names. He must be somewhere between your age and my age. He's a Dedham kid. He's a detective for the DA's office. Jeff O'Brien. Jeff wasn't on the list. No clue who Brian is. Brian Albert is the Boston cop. Multiple sources have reported that Ty Donahue is also an illegal bookie, allegedly, which is somehow still a thing despite legal online gambling, who may or may not have been thrown out of his house by his wife in July after he became upset with a juror, and this post was left about him on a free Karen Read Facebook group, which cannot be confirmed. It seems unlikely that a coincidence that the day after this guy with indirect ties to the McAlberts had an ugly falling out with a juror who he had been lying to about a personal matter for months, that Judge Canoni would suddenly get secondhand reports from John Fanning and Dedham police officers about something she allegedly said at a bar over a month prior. Either way, Ty Donahue was upset and wanted to harm this juror by having her thrown off the jury, and in doing so, a clear, not guilty juror with a strong personality wasn't allowed to be in the deliberation room. This is jury tampering. So that interesting. Thank you, Rabbit Hole Girl. Let me check something else here because it is a good song. Let me see if I can find it. What should I look up to find it, Brit? How dare you? Oh, I could go. Wait, I can go. Wait. X. I know I did that on purpose. Hang on. Let me go to this instead. Walk and talk, chat. Walk and talk. Give me a mini. Give me a mini. Give me a mini. This is a good song. I mean, I don't think it's as good as a Miss Shorty music song, but that's okay. Not everything can be that good. K. Fight Club, y'all. Share this. Wait, pause. Now I've got it pulled up. That's what she said. This is wildly clever. Enjoy. Watch this,
Won't
chat.
find a fingerprint. How dare you? How dare you? Won't find one drop of spit. How dare you? How dare you? There's no evidence here. How dare you? How dare you? But the truth falls on a deaf ear. I'm innocent. How dare you? Magnificent. How dare you? Your accusations are not based in reality, and I deserve much better than you're treating me. When you die, you will see what a monster you've been to me. Is my love not enough? Can't you just be happy in this love? Why you gotta make it so rough when we've been blessed with this gift from above? Won't find a thing. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Won't find one drop of spit. How dare you? How dare you? There's no evidence here. How dare you? How dare you? But the truth falls on a deaf ear. I'm innocent. How dare you? Magnificent. How dare you? You my one. You're my 1, 2. You're my 1, 2, 3. I love you. I need you. Just believe in me. I'm innocent. How dare you? Magnificent. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
Rabbit Hole, that's the link to the song. Everybody go and watch it and like it and share it. Pretty good.
Is my love not enough? Can't you just be happy in this love? Why you gotta make it so rough when we've been blessed with this gift from above? Won't find a fingerprint. How dare you? How dare you?
This bit, Lally. Look at Lally.
Won't find one drop of spit. How dare you? How dare you? There's no evidence here. How dare you? How dare you? But the truth falls on a deaf ear. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. How dare you? Magnificent. How dare you? Stop this judgment. How dare you? I'm heaven sent. How dare you?
Wild Rabbit Hole. Same as all of them. Yannetti also, 62.
I need you. Just believe in me. I'm innocent.
McDonald's in the background.
Magnificent.
So good.
How dare you? This judgment. How dare you? I'm heaven sent. How dare you? How dare you?
So good. So good.
How dare you? How dare you? I'm innocent. How dare you? Magnificent. How dare you? Get yourself right, cause I absolutely don't deserve this. And I've put up with it for way too long. Better wise up, straight up. Get it together, wise up.
Pretty good. No, we don't want to watch that.
Okay.
Or maybe. No, we don't. That was good. What's the other one? Let me find the other one. There's another one. I haven't watched the other one. Shall we watch the other one, Britt? Britt sent me another one. In Fight Club. Wait, scrolling. I know you can't see this. Here we go. I haven't watched this one.
Hi, my name is Alexis Rose, represented by Alexis Rose Talent.
Okay, what are you going to be singing for us today, Alexis?
I have chosen to perform the title track off of my critically reviewed limited reality series, A Little Bit Alexis. Ooh, feel free to sing along if you know the words.
Okay.
Are you ready? Let's do it. I'm a Lamborghini. I'm a Hollywood star. I'm a little bit tipsy when I drive my car. I'm expensive sushi. I'm a huge yacht. I'm a little bit single, even when I'm not. I'm a little bit la la la. Crooked Canton cops fucked with my Lexus. Prison orange is a color I can't wear, but McCabe's and Alberts do not care. They busted the tail light, planted hair, collected the evidence, and put it where? I'm Karen Reed, I've been freed. I'm a motherfucking superstar. Eat my leaky balloon knot. Jen, mic drop.
So what do we think? Well, there's a place for her somewhere.
Well, that was interesting. Yikes. I want to go. Let's play that last one again. Why can't I find it? Back. Share this tab instead. It's so good. So good. But watch this again, then we'll go. Sage. Like an attorney, never ever play anything unless you know what it is.
How dare you? How dare you? Won't find one drop spit. How dare you? How dare you? There's no evidence here. How dare you? How dare you? But the truth falls on a deaf ear. I'm innocent. How dare you? Magnificent. How dare you? Your accusations are not based in reality, and I deserve much better than you're treating me. When you die, you will see what a monster you've been to me. Is my love not enough? Can't you just be happy in this love? Why you gotta make it so rough when we've been blessed with this gift from above?
How amazing is AI?
How dare you? How
dare you?
How dare you? How dare you? Won't find one drop of spit. How dare you? How dare you? There's no evidence here. How dare you? How dare you? But the truth falls on a deaf ear. I'm innocent. How dare you? Magnificent. How dare you? You my one. You're my 1, 2. You're my 1, 2, 3. I love you. I need you. Just believe in me. I'm innocent. How this love? Why you gotta make it so rough when we've been blessed with this gift from above? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Won't find one drop of spit. How dare you? How dare you? There's no evidence here. How dare you? How dare you? But the truth falls on a deaf ear. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. How dare you? Magnificent. How dare you? Stop this judgment. How dare you?
Karen's wearing a robe. It's not Karen, but
How dare you? You're my one. You're my 1, 2. You're my 1, 2, 3. I love you. I need you. Just believe in me. I'm innocent. How dare you? Magnificent. How dare you? Stop this judgment. How dare you? I'm heaven sent. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? I'm innocent. How dare you? Magnificent. How dare you? Get yourself right, cause I absolutely don't deserve this. And I've put up with it for way too long. Better wise up, straight up. Get it together, wise up.
Now, thank you, Britt, for sharing that. I start a couple of comments, questions. Where is it? Steph asked, when a person shares, does the share only count if people click it? Or does the share in and of itself also count? I've heard the share, counts. However, the point of the share is to get more eyes on things. And the more people who share tells YouTube, hey, people like this enough to share it. So then that pushes the content out into the suggest feed. So that's the point of the share. Now, next, Brit. AI has been around for longer than civilians have had access to it. Watching this stuff, do you believe a plane flew into the tower on 9/11? I take your point, Brit, and I have questions about 9/11. However, I'm in the process of listening a second time to Evie Pomporis's amazing book, Becoming Bulletproof, and Evie was there just 3 months into her Secret Service appointment, and she was literally at ground zero. And I think that I think that it did happen. I'm not sure about who was behind those planes. So can I fence sit that? Share what you do, share too. Yes, colors. Also, we're going to wrap it up now, but also, did you know that hitting that little heart next above the chat bar sends a message to YouTube algorithm also that you're enjoying the content? So chat, night number 10 of 10. No, night number 1 of 10 is done and dusted. Did you want a song? No, we've had enough songs. We'll do some songs tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is the good stuff about neurodivergence, ADHD, and autism. I'm going to pull the clips that I had pulled weeks ago and get them all queued up. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Rabbit Hole Girl said that was awesome. I wish I caught it from the start. I will have to watch in the AM. Yes, replay crew, always. Trial Channel says, I remember the ash falling that day. Let's stay on topic. No, there's no topic. Share to Twitter, share to Facebook, share to Friends, chat is B.A.E. Yes. Share to people who you think might find it worthwhile to watch. But sharing it is the idea is to get eyes on, right? I wouldn't have seen that video that we just watched, how dare you, had Britt Ketchell not shared it to me. Ava's mum says, thank you, only an hour to push through on my own. Plenty of Miss Shorty content if you would like to stock up on in your brain waves. Thank you, moderators. Chat is B.A.E. Thank you, Princey. Thank you, everyone. I was never a hall monitor. Candy, thank you. Motion to screen, what the fuck, granted. Thank you for being backstage, my friend. It's lovely to have that support there. And I mean, before we'd even been going for 18 minutes, I was already muted. So no, 20 minutes. It was 20 minutes and 50 seconds. Yikes. How does it know what I share to? It doesn't. I will tell Tim you love him. It doesn't know, but what it knows is, the algorithm, I don't know, man, science is shit. Like, I'm Trooper Pauline at all. I think that that YouTube goes, it senses, like the crime scene talks to YouTube and the crime scene says, someone's sharing this. They must like it. It's like hitting the thumbs up. I don't know how algorithms work. I had to recalculate my tally for our Karen Reed donations over the last 5 weeks because I'd added it up wrong with a calculator, for goodness sake. Don't be confused. I love you all so very much. Simmy's trying to give me the cue. Hey, in 18 minutes, apparently Publicly Buzzed is on. Maybe they're on now. I don't know. I'm going to head over there and be in the chat if they're still going. So head on over there. I'll see you tomorrow night at 6 Eastern. Feral Friday tomorrow night is 4:20 with our friend of the channel, Chris Duet. So that'll be cool. Love you all very much. You two gods are mysterious. Yes, yes, yes. Stop talking me. Hit the like on your way out. Love you all. Oh, wait, one more thing. Fuck. Why am I like this? I don't even know. It looks better with this. It looks better with a different background. Shall I do a turtle boy? Peace. Yes.
I love you all so very much. We had a blast just chatting and stuff. Things may have gone bit off the rails. Professional when all else fails. 'Cause chat is babe, so much to say. Emotes and all the caps out. May have been cheese, bit faster please. The time has come, Camp Shorty out. We're skating through all the tough things, learning about this and that, defense motions, prosecution, and narcissistic twats. 'Cause chat is babe, so much to say. Emotes and all the all caps out. May have been cheese, bit faster please. The time has come, Camp Shorty out. Community, just you and me. Occasionally, Buster and Poppy. It's the whole thing, Miss Shorty swing. Together we make each other happy.